Let's talk about the Kardashians, and no, not another beige business venture or mystery man sighting. We need to talk about their faces, because at this point, something is happening and it's not aging. The Kardashians are starting to look less like themselves and more like AI generated versions of each other. Same jaw, same nose, same tight, pulled back expression that says, I can't blink, but I can sell you a skincare line. And before anyone starts yelling, this isn't about shaming aging. Aging is hot. Laugh lines are hot. Moving your face is hot. What's not hot is looking permanently surprised while doing absolutely nothing. Let's start with the obvious pattern. Every time a Kardashian pops up in a new photo, the internet plays the same game. Who is that? And the answer is never immediate. That's not a glow up, that's a face identity crisis. Kim used to have softness, curves in her cheeks, expressions that actually moved. Now her face looks like it's been kind of ironed out, snatched so tight, it's practically whispering. And the wild part, Kim didn't need any of this. She was already the beauty standard, but somewhere along the way, maintenance turned into reconstruction. Khloe's transformation, though, is honestly the most unsettling. This is a woman who has changed her face like so many times that you can literally track her emotional timeline through her nose. Every few years, a new face drops like a software update, and instead of confidence, it screams insecurity with a surgeon on speed dial. Kylie is the most heartbreaking example, though. She started altering her face before her face was even finished developing. She went from fresh, youthful, and very unique to looking like a 35-year-old Real Housewife before the age of 25. Her face doesn't move, her eyes look very heavy, and the worst part, she keeps saying she's dissolved everything, which is wild because gravity and physics, kind of disagree there. Now, Kourtney, for the longest time, was the holdout. She was the natural one, the one who actually looked like a human woman. But even she's now drifting into the same uncanny valley territory. Subtle work turns into not so subtle work real fast when you're surrounded by sisters who treat cosmetic procedures like Starbucks runs. This isn't just Botox. This is deep, plain facelifts, brow lifts, fox eye surgery, fat grafting, filler, stacking, dissolving, refilling, tightening, lifting, freezing, and just pulling everything north until the face forgets where it came from. The problem isn't that they're getting work done. No. The problem is they're chasing a very impossible version of themselves, one that doesn't actually exist in real life, only on filtered Instagram stories and heavily edited campaign shots. And when the, filters come off, when the cameras catch them kind of mid-blink or mid-laugh or mid-sentence, the faces look stiff, very puffy, overfilled, tight in all of the wrong places. Youthful faces, don't look tight. They look relaxed. What's even scarier, though, is the influence, right? Because millions of women are watching this and thinking this is normal, that aging is failure, that if your face changes, you've somehow lost. Meanwhile, these women have access to, the best surgeons, unlimited money, and they just still can't stop tweaking their faces. At some point, it stops being about beauty enhancement and starts being erasure. Erasing individuality, erasing expression, erasing the thing that made them recognizable in the first place. Kourtney Kardashian is starting to look way older than her mother, Kris Jenner, and it's shocking. You ever look at a photo and your brain short circuits for a second because you can't tell who's older anymore? Because right now, that's the Kardashian situation. Kris Jenner, the literal matriarch of the family, is out here looking smoother than half the influencers on your feed. While Kourtney Kardashian, well, she's aging like someone who actually ages. And suddenly everyone's, kind of asking the same question. How is Kourtney starting to look older than her own mother? And the answer, Kourtney herself basically handed it to us. Kourtney recently revealed that she hasn't had Botox in 4 years. 4 years. In Hollywood time, that's basically a medieval era. And not only that, she says she never plans on getting it again. Yikes. Ever. Because apparently Botox interferes with her intuition. Don't know how that works, but okay. Yes, so her third eye, the invisible, spiritual Wi-Fi signal that apparently cannot coexist with forehead injections. Meanwhile, Kris Jenner is out here treating cosmetic procedures like routine oil changes, facelifts, fillers, Botox, whatever, science or doctors has available. As she's booked. She's paid, she's healed, and she's glowing. Kris looks like she made a deal with time itself and then renegotiated the contract. So now we've got this fascinating, reversal where the daughter is choosing natural aging, spiritual alignment, and vibes, while the mother is choosing precision, polish, and surgical excellence. And guess what the results are? You know, one of them looks timeless and one of them looks, well, human. Kourtney has fully leaned into the crunchy, organic, moon charge lifestyle, clean eating, supplements, wellness rituals, spiritual practices, and apparently saying no to anything that might block her energy flow. And listen, that's her choice. I mean, totally valid, but let's not pretend it doesn't have visual consequences. I mean, in a family where youth is basically a brand asset, you know, opting out of injectables is like showing up to the Met Gala in jeans. You're allowed to do it, but people are still going to stare at you, right? So what makes this even funnier is that Kourtney used to be considered like the natural beauty of the sisters, the laid back one, the earthy one, you know, the one that doesn't wear deodorant. And now that she's actually committing to aging naturally, people are suddenly uncomfortable with it because when everyone around you is aggressively not aging, the one person who is becomes, you know, the outlier. And then there's Kris Jenner, the woman who somehow looks younger every single year. This is a grandmother who could convincingly pass for someone's rich aunt at brunch. I mean, her face barely moves, and that's exactly the point. She's mastered the art of subtle strategic work, not overdone, not frozen into shock, just, you know, expensive. So when people compare the two, it's not even fair. I mean, Kris isn't aging, she's being maintained. Kourtney, on the other hand, is letting time just do its thing. No Botox, touch-ups, no preventative freezing, no smoothing out the fine lines that inevitably show up when you smile, squint, and exist. Kourtney has admitted in the past that she regrets some cosmetic choices she's made when she was younger, and that clearly played a role in her decision to stop. She's been very vocal about wanting to embrace herself as she is now, and honestly, there's something refreshing about that, especially in a family that helps set impossible beauty standards for like an entire generation. Two philosophies, two outcomes. So the next time you see people shocked that Kourtney looks older than Kris, just remember, one of them is aging naturally, the other is aging strategically. Kim Kardashian can't stop changing her face, and this is why we think that is. You think you're looking at the same face you saw on her 2007 debut? Think again. Kim Kardashian has been quietly rewriting her facial blueprint like she's, you know, co-authoring a beauty brand handbook. But why? Let's unpack the tea, shall we? Firstly, the only, you know, I've had only a little Botox era. Kim publicly claims she's only done a little bit of Botox in her forehead. And yet, the mirror and the internet doesn't exactly read just a tiny tweak. I mean, there's a dissonance between what she says and what the cheeks, lips, jawline, and yes, even that left eye whisper. Now, why the denial? Well, for years, the natural beauty narrative was a massive sales point. Kim launched cosmetics, she built shadows and highlighters around her face, like quite literally. The message was, I look this way naturally. Admitting major work might actually undercut the brand, right? But soon even she had to pivot. I mean, media, analytics, influencers, everyone sees that face through a microscope now. Let's talk timing. Now, in a world where everyone from, you know, 22-year-old TikTokers to your cousin's best friend is going under the needle, Kim's level of change isn't just maintenance, it's evolution. Face wrap launches, new jawline contours, cheek shifts, it's like a brand relaunch. Her company, her image, the public, it's all interlinked. Now, here's what's really going on, at least in my opinion. One, marketing positioning. Kim isn't just Kardashian famous anymore. She's an empire. Her face is literally part of her business asset. I mean, evolve the face and you evolve the brand, right? Two, cultural standard setting. Now, she helped define Instagram face, the plump lips, the contour cheeks, the snatched jawline. When you set the standard, you have to stay ahead of it. Three, age and competition. I mean, at 40 plus in an influencer game where youth is currency, she needs to refresh the look while balancing her identity. So yes, there's revision, lots of it. And yes, some fans are calling it out. Lots of, you know, people saying, what the hell happened to your face type comments. Now, the cheek implants used to sit higher, the lips used to read fuller. The public doesn't just expect an update, they demand it now. You show one static look for a decade and you're done. Kim knows this. Here's the dark underbelly though. By continually transforming, the message to the rest of us becomes, stand still and you'll fall behind. When the face keeps changing, so do the benchmarks. That's not just vanity, I mean, it's social pressure. The rise of injections, threads, sculpting, these are all the new normal. Kim isn't just playing the game, she's kind of rewriting the rules here. Now you might ask, does it matter? Well, yes and no, depends who you ask, right? Yes, because she's massively influential. People buy the look, they strive for the look, they emulate the look. And so her face isn't just her face anymore, it's a template. And no, because at the end of end of the day, she owns billions of dollars. She can afford multiple surgeries, custom treatments, and easier recovery. You and I? Not so much. Well, maybe you can watching this, but I know I sure can't. So while we critique, we also have to stay very realistic. So what's the main takeaway? Because you knew one was coming, right? Kim's face changes are about more than aesthetics. They're strategic. You know, every tweak, adjustment, refresher isn't just for the mirror, it's for the spreadsheet. She's kind of monetizing her own canvas. She's selling an image that evolves. And in the world of like, look at me content, that means constant changing, because in 2025, your face isn't just your face, it's your brand, your business, your social currency.
The Kardashians are admitting to their plastic surgeries under TikToks. Yeah, Kylie Jenner confirmed that she got a breast augmentation and even gave a TikToker the measurements of everything she got done. Kylie responded to influencer Rachel Larry, who praised Kylie's perfect natural boob job and asked for specifics. Help a girl out at Kylie Jenner. I just want to know how to get them to sit like that respectfully, she said. Now, in a surprising and candid reply, Kylie commented, 445cc moderate profile, half under the muscle, silicone, Garth Fisher, hope this helps, LOL. Now, the response quickly gained traction as fans applauded the star's transparency. Rachel then responded by saying, this is why she's for the girls, love you, thank you. Now, the surgeon behind her transformation is Dr. Garth Fisher, a Beverly Hills-based plastic surgeon known for working with multiple Kardashian-Jenner family members, including Kris Jenner, Kourtney, and Khloe Kardashian. Now, this is one of the times Kylie has been open about her surgeries. Now, Kylie's openness marks a shift from earlier denials, as over the years, she credited her changing body to weight gain, her menstrual cycle, and motherhood. Kylie has previously expressed regret about getting implants. I had beautiful breasts, just gorgeous, perfect size, perfect everything, she said on a 2023 episode of The Kardashians, recounting the breast augmentation she underwent before the birth of her daughter Stormi in 2018. And I just wish, obviously, I never got them done to begin with, she said. Now, this isn't the only procedure Kylie has got done, as we all know about her lip filler scandal. Back in 2015, Kylie was accused of getting lip fillers, and her family always denied it. She even once tweeted in a since-deleted tweet, these plastic surgery rumors hurt my feelings, to be honest, and are kinda insulting. Then, after denying it for months though, she came clean and finally acknowledged that she had fillers. She said, I have temporary lip fillers, it's just an insecurity of mine. She then revealed in a September 2017 episode of Life of Kylie that she decided to modify her appearance after a former boyfriend told her, I didn't think you'd be a good kisser because you have such small lips. Now, this was one of the first times a member of that family confessed to having some sort of plastic surgery, and the internet went wild. Khloe Kardashian has also been open about procedures she's gotten in the past. Now, she denied getting any plastic surgery besides a nose job. Now, Khloe opened up about the surgery on the Kardashians and revealed that comments made by her mom, Kris Jenner, encouraged her to do it. I had the most confidence, I was chubby in a skin-tight bodycon dress, you couldn't tell me otherwise. Society gave me insecurities. Who knows if I never heard my mom talk about my nose, if I ever would have gotten a nose job, Khloe added. Which is honestly just so sad. She said, for me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she's had her third face transplant, but I've only had one nose job and everyone gets so upset. Some fans though think she's lying about other procedures, including fillers, Botox, liposuction, and a BBL.
Keeping up with Kylie Jenner just got easier. She leaked her exact plastic surgery details, and you'll want to hear this. The reality star broke down her breast augmentation in exact detail in a TikTok comment Monday after a fan praised her for having the most perfect natural breast job ever. The social media user asked the makeup mogul, saying, help a girl out, Kylie Jenner, I just want to know how to get them to sit like that respectfully. Kylie Jenner then replied saying, 445cc moderate profile, half under the muscle, silicone. According to London's Centre for Surgery, 445cc is estimated to be between a D and a double D cup depending on the starting breast size. A moderate profile, meanwhile, is meant to appear the most natural. Timothée Chalamet's girlfriend then went on to provide the name of her Beverly Hills, California doctor, Garth Fisher, in her candid confession. Kourtney Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian have worked with Fisher over the years for a breast augmentation themselves, as well as a cancerous facial tumor removal, respectively. Now, Jenner concluded her response by saying, hope this this helps, lol. Of course, Kylie's fans raved over her reply, labeling the Kardashian star a girl's girl and a queen. Kylie Jenner has reacted to plastic surgery rumors multiple times over the years, even denying in a September 2015 blog post that she'd ever, gone under the scalpel. She said, "I haven't gotten breast implants. Everyone is obsessed with that." She wrote that on her website at the time. She continued to say, "Truth is, as I've gotten older, I've gained 15 pounds and my body has changed. I've definitely filled out." Well, I do remember that, and I remember thinking that was a lie, so I don't think I was wrong there. Now, the following month, she then tweeted, "I haven't done anything except my lips, but nobody seems to believe that." However, by July 2023, Jenner made headlines for admitting to getting a breast augmentation at age 19 on an episode of her family show. She said, "I wish I could do it all differently because I wouldn't touch anything." She explained to her friend Anastasia, better known as Stassi, that she wanted to be an example for her eldest child, Stormi. She said, "I'd be heartbroken if Stormi wanted to get her body done at 19. That's true. Earlier that same year, Kylie got roasted by fans for insisting that she hasn't had as much work done on her face as people believe. She said, "I think a big misconception about me is that I've had so much surgery on my face and that I was some really insecure person, and really I wasn't." Jenner then told Homesgirls in April 2023, claiming that she's always felt cute. Now, the businesswoman clarified at the time that she doesn't regret getting lip filler. Well, I mean, yeah, she made a whole makeup business out of her lips, selling lip kits that arguably made her the billionaire she is today, so yeah, I probably wouldn't regret it either. But do y'all remember the Kylie lip challenge? Yeah, that wasn't cute, and I'm sure she regrets that, being the face for that one. Now, between Kylie, Khloe, Kris, Kourtney, and Kim, heck, even Caitlyn, they all have enough plastic surgery to last 10 lifetimes. So much plastic, you'd think they bought Mattel. It's a lot, and personally, I don't think any of them are done getting work done. What do you guys think, though?
Kris Jenner looks completely different as she stepped out with a new, younger-looking face. The matriarch of the famous Kardashian family looks about 30 years younger after getting a facelift that literally looks perfect. We can confirm that Dr. Stephen Levine did Kris Jenner's recent work, a rep for Kris told Page 6 last week. Now, this doctor does natural-looking enhancements of the face, breasts, and body, including facelift, rhinoplasty, eyelid rejuvenation, body contouring, and breast augmentation and reduction, according to his website. Now, People magazine reports that prices range upwards of $45,000. Now, Kris hasn't confirmed her facelift as of yet, but it's pretty noticeable. And let's not forget that Kris is no stranger to plastic surgery, but this is the best she's ever looked. Now, she famously underwent a facelift in 2011 before Kim Kardashian's ill-fated wedding to Kris Humphries. In 2015, Kris also told E! That she underwent a breast augmentation in the 1980s after 4 kids, and later got a lift with smaller implants. Not to mention, Kris has also gotten Botox and fillers and lasers and things like that. In 2019, Kris proudly handed out Botox gift cards to her friends and family. "It's a one-stop shop for me," she told People magazine at the time of getting Botox. "For me, it's been really great. If you're responsible and you talk to your doctor, I think it works. It's something that I've been using for a long time. My routine is pretty simple, but it always has been my entire life," she added. "A massage, a great facial, a manicure, and a little Botox and I'm good to go. I'm pretty traditional. As long as I'm clean and scrubbed up, I'm a happy camper," she said. Not to mention as well, in 2018, Kris also famously underwent an earlobe reduction during an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. "All I want is just cute ears. Ever since Kim made a comment about my ears, I've always wondered, and now I'm looking in the mirror obsessively like, are they too big?" she said during the episode. "I learned that your nose and your ears keep growing your whole life. I think the decision to do something about my ever-changing ears is suddenly a priority," she said. Now, this facelift that she got is different though, because Dr. Stephen Levine did an outstanding job, with many fans online praising his work. "Looking more like one of the Kardashian sisters rather than the matriarch. Beautiful," one fan said, while another added, "She looks younger than her eldest daughter," with a third adding, "I thought this was Kim." And it wasn't just fans piling on the comments. She received a lot of kind comments from some celebrity friends like Lauren Sanchez, Selma Blair, Kathy Hilton, skin.
The devil works hard, but baby, Kris Jenner's surgeon works harder. She is almost unrecognizable after getting her facelift. Kris Jenner has looked almost unrecognizably youthful, both in real life and on social media recently, leading many to mistake her for her daughter Kim Kardashian. As it turns out, Lindsay Lohan isn't the only one who's been investing time on turning back the clock when it comes to appearances. Kris Jenner, momager to the Kardashian-Jenner siblings, is also riding the vanity wave and had the world doing a double take this past weekend. Now, the Kardashian-Jenner matriarch rocked her most radiant look yet overnight, went out to dinner with her longtime partner Corey Gamble in Santa Monica. Now, during the outing, Jenner appeared remarkably refreshed, with her skin tight and fresh, complexion glowing, cheeks fuller than ever as she emerged from the 2-hour dinner at an Italian restaurant called Giorgio Baldi. Jenner looked just as refreshed during her holiday last week, with the mom of 6 dropping a bunch of photos on Instagram showcasing her age-defying look. She even debuted a new bob, courtesy of Kardashian's hairstylist Chris Appleton. Jenner captioned the photos, "Pardon my French, but we had a moment." Currently accompanying daughter Kim Kardashian as she attends the court hearing for her Paris robbery trial, Jenner debuted a fresh new look that featured, plump radiant skin, devoid of creases, wrinkles, or even a blemish, honestly. Many commented that Jenner could easily pass off as literally one of her own daughters in the new footage, which shows her sporting a very smart, slicked back kind of hairdo and a very cool oversized blazer look. Now, her followers couldn't get enough of her new look, showering her with just a bunch of compliments on Instagram. One fan wrote, "Wow, Kris, could you get any more beautiful?" Another fan said, "I thought that was Kim. She looks incredible." With another person agreeing, saying, "She looks exactly like Kim." Or should I say, Kim looks exactly like her mom. However, some speculated if Jenner got, the Lindsay Lohan treatment, whereby, the actress was recently accused of going under the knife to repair many years of hard partying and substance dependency issues. One person commented saying she definitely saw Lindsay Lohan's surgeon. That facelift did her some good justice, while another person said that new facelift is slaying. Although Jenner has yet to speak out about her new look, she has been extremely open, about her cosmetic procedures in the past, previously admitting to a facelift, chest augmentation, and Botox. She even had her neck lift documented on a past episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. When asked about her views on getting work done, Jenner advised viewers to basically just do what makes you feel good and to use, though, a trusted physician. She said in an interview, "You can't do something because someone else wants you to do it, and then you have to do great research on the doctor that you choose." Now, back in 2019, she also said in an interview to People magazine, she said, "It's a one-stop shop for me, and who doesn't love Botox? For me, it's been really great." She continued to say, "My routine is pretty simple, but it always has been my entire life. A massage, a great facial, a manicure, and a little Botox, and I'm good to go. I'm pretty traditional. As long as I'm clean and scrubbed up, I'm a happy camper." So while Jenner herself hasn't shared any information on her renewed appearance, it's clear that the mom of 6 has undergone some incredibly sophisticated treatments. I'd like to know. While some are pointing towards, a surgical facelift or mini lift, others are crediting dermal fillers, lip fillers, and Botox for her sculpted appearance. The enhanced jawline could potentially just be the result of a lower face, injection. And Lohan approved Morpheus sessions may be the reason behind that glowing complexion.
Love them or hate them, the Kardashians have taken plastic surgery obsession to a whole new family sport. And honestly, it's no wonder that they're hooked. Now, this is the clan that turned beauty into capital, social media influence into currency, and cosmetic procedures into an everyday routine. From lip fillers to boob jobs, facelifts to laser hair removal, if it exists, this family has probably tried it. Now let's break down exactly why the Kardashian-Jenner empire is basically one big cosmetic playground. Now let's start at the top, Kris Jenner, the matriarch who practically wrote the plastic surgery playbook. Now, Kris has openly talked about facelifts, a breast augmentation in the 80s, and a recent refresh work from top surgeons. She even gave friends a secret password to get in on her surgeon's schedule, because that's how serious this is. Then there's Kylie Jenner, queen of beauty culture and breasts. Kylie literally went viral for sharing the exact details of her breast augmentation. 445cc, moderate profile, half under the muscle, and she named her surgeon on TikTok like it was a Starbucks order. And get this, she later admitted that she regrets it and said she wouldn't want her daughter to get work done young. Yeah, that's the same person who publicized it in the first place. Then you've got Khloe Kardashian, who once claimed she doesn't Photoshop her pics, only for fans to say, that video still has a filter on it. Critics called her delusional and not authentic at all. And that's after she admitted she had a nose job, Botox, laser treatments, collagen threads, and more, all while losing 80 pounds and still being accused of doing everything to her face. Talk about pressure. Now, Kendall Jenner plays the natural card, saying she's never had plastic surgery, only a couple rounds of baby Botox and some skin treatments. But here's the consistency issue. She insists on no surgery, while the rest of her family lays out their entire surgery history online. That contrast alone fuels wild speculation about why the pressure inside that famous household is so intense. And let's be honest, the Kardashians didn't just undergo procedures, they shaped the industry. When Kylie's lip fillers went viral, everyone wanted them, even though that trend came with real body image issues for young people everywhere. One expert even said the family's influence helped normalize cosmetic surgery globally, turning it into something aspirational instead of taboo. And social media, it's not kind. There are Reddit threads roasting them for changing their looks overnight or crying plastic surgery addiction when fans see dramatic changes. Some commenters say the Kardashians gaslit the public by admitting to one tweak while ignoring others, a tactic that keeps them mystique, rich, and endlessly debated online. So here's the bottom line. Between the surgeries, the Photoshop rumors, the denials, and the detailed confessions, this family didn't just embrace plastic surgery, they built a media empire around it. And no matter what they say, millions of eyes are glued to every transformation. Tell me, are the Kardashians empowering body confidence, or are they feeding unrealistic beauty pressure for millions of fans?
Something strange is happening in Hollywood, and it's written all over people's faces, literally. Some of these stars walked into fame looking one way and came out the other side looking like they survived a blender, a time machine, and maybe a malfunctioning beauty filter all at once. Let's start with Madonna, the woman who reinvented herself a dozen times. But this latest reinvention had the entire internet in a chokehold. Her face debuted at an award show looking swollen, stretched, and almost swollen to the point of inflation. Fans blamed fillers, over tightening, and aggressive contouring, leaving her expression stuck somewhere between surprised and stunned. The material girl suddenly looked like she was made of brand new material. Then you've got Zac Efron, once the poster boy for jawlines that made teenagers lose their minds, mine included. Then he popped up online with a jaw so wide, people thought he was in prosthetics for a movie. Nope, he later explained he shattered his jaw in an accident, and the muscles grew out of control. But you know, the internet had already had its theories. His new face sparked everything from Botox gone rogue to handsome Squidward cosplay. Courtney Cox, everybody's favorite clean line, sarcastic queen from Friends. Years later, when she turned up noticeably puffier, rounder, and frozen, fans panicked. She later admitted she went overboard with, fillers and had them dissolve. She said she didn't even realize how far it had gone until she saw old pictures. That's when you know it's bad, when your past self could sue your current self for identity theft. Next is Simon Cowell, a man whose face changed so much over the years that even he joked about it. Fillers, Botox, tightening, smoothing. His face started looking like it was permanently set to emoji mode. Eventually, he admitted he pushed it too far and reversed all of it. I mean, when you're the one sending contestants home, but your own face gets voted off the island, that's when it's time to retire the syringe. Renee Zellweger, and then there's Renee Zellweger. When she appeared at a red carpet event looking dramatically different, softer cheeks, lifted brows, smoother skin, the internet had a meltdown. Some people defended her, others said she was just unrecognizable. She denied major surgery, but whatever changed, her face sparked a whole cultural debate. It was less Bridget Jones's Diary and more Bridget Jones's Witness Protection Program. So what is the theme here? Hollywood demands eternal youth, but the price is usually your face. These celebrities aren't ruined, but they're proof that, chasing perfection can take you far away from the features the world fell in love with you for. And in the end, nothing ages you faster than trying way too hard not to. Plastic surgery destroyed these celebrities' faces. Let's dig into it. Let's be clear right up front. Plastic surgery isn't evil, but when it goes wrong, it goes very wrong. And when it goes wrong on a famous face, there's no hiding it, no undo button, no soft launch. These are real celebrities whose faces were permanently changed, not enhanced, by procedures that spiraled out of control. And yes, some of this damage can never be reversed. Mickey Rourke. Now, Mickey Rourke is the blueprint for what happens when too many surgeries collide with the wrong surgeon. In the 1980s, he was considered one of the most handsome men in Hollywood. Then came boxing injuries, followed by reconstructive surgeries, followed by cosmetic tweaks, followed by more tweaks to fix the tweaks. His face became swollen, tight, uneven, and almost mask-like. Rourke himself admitted that most of his surgeries were attempts to fix damage and that several were done by the wrong doctors. I mean, once facial structure collapses like that, you can't just go back. I mean, bone shifts, scar tissue builds, muscles, stop moving naturally. This wasn't aging. This was permanent facial trauma. Jocelyn Wildenstein. Now, you cannot talk about irreversible plastic surgery without Jocelyn. Nicknamed the Catwoman, Jocelyn underwent extreme facial procedures over decades, reportedly to maintain a feline appearance her husband liked. So cheek implants, brow lifts, eye alterations, repeated fillers, and tightening procedures. The result wasn't youthful, it was anatomical distortion. I mean, her facial proportions changed so dramatically that doctors have said reversal simply just isn't possible. The skin, fat pads, and underlying structures were permanently altered. This wasn't one bad decision. This was like a slow, unstoppable transformation. Lil' Kim. Now, Lil' Kim's face change shocked fans because it happened gradually and then suddenly, like all at once. Nose reshaping, skin lightening, fillers, jaw work, lip alterations, and a lot more. At one point, fans struggled to recognize her at all. She later opened up about deep insecurity and pressure to, conform to beauty standards in Hollywood. But medically speaking, repeated procedures on the same areas cause scarring, loss of elasticity, and facial imbalance. I mean, when that happens, doctors aren't sculpting anymore. They're basically patching, and patch jobs do not age well. Meg Ryan. Now, Meg Ryan built a career on being effortlessly expressive, big smile, crinkly eyes, a lot of warmth. Then came fillers, then came tightening, and then came facial volume loss. Her cheeks became stiff, her smile restricted, and her expressions muted. I mean, that's the danger with overfilling and aggressive lifting. You lose the very movement that makes a face human. So once facial muscles are altered or damaged, no amount of dissolving brings expression fully back. Hollywood didn't stop calling her because she aged. They stopped calling because her face stopped moving. Simon Cowell. Now, Simon Cowell openly admitted he went too far, and honestly, that admission came after the damage was already done. Excessive fillers stretched the skin, tightening procedures froze his facial muscles, his face appeared puffy, shiny, and rigid, almost like uncanny valley vibes. Now, he later dissolved fillers and swore off injectables, but here's the problem. Once skin is overstretched, it doesn't snap back. Doctors can reduce volume, they can't restore original texture or elasticity. The face remembers everything. Donatella Versace. Now, Donatella Versace didn't just age in the public eye, she transformed in it. Fillers, lip augmentation, tightening procedures, and just repeated facial work, that dramatically altered her appearance over time. Her features became exaggerated, pulled, and structurally different from her original face. And while she's kind of embraced the look, I mean, plastic surgeons agree after decades of interventions and, the tissue itself just changes permanently. And at a certain point, maintenance becomes survival mode. Plastic surgery isn't about one procedure ruining a face, it's about repetition. It's about chasing youth instead of accepting evolution. And it's about letting fear drive the needle, because once you cross a certain line, there's just no fixing it. There's only learning to live with the face you created. And in Hollywood, that lesson is written all over these faces forever.
Everyone is asking, what has happened to Madonna? It seems like her look is ever changing, and a lot of people think it's due to her getting plastic surgery after plastic surgery. In the 90s, it was rumored that she first started to get plastic surgery as her face began to change. While unconfirmed, rumors at the time suggested that the star was experimenting with Botox, as well as undergoing a nose job. Another rumor came around the time of her 1990 Justify My Love video, when it was alleged that Madonna had collagen injections to give her lips a fuller bee-stung look. When Madonna appeared to display facial bruising in 2008, it prompted some people to think think that she had undergone lower eyelid surgery. Now, there are also claims that her wrinkle-free skin was the result of a ribbon lift. Madonna admitted she hardly recognized the face she sees in old photos, saying, "I don't regret any of it, but I do sometimes think, oh my god, what was I thinking?" Then in the 2012s, it was revealed that Madonna was a fan of dermatologist Dr. Frederick Brandt, also known as Botox Baron. While she made no secret about being a fan of the doctor, she claimed that she had not had Botox injections. Discussing how she had developed a new fuller texture to her skin, the musician credited her famously strict macrobiotic diet. She added that, "I am certainly not against plastic surgery, however, I am absolutely against having to discuss it." But then in 2023, that's when people really took notice of her changed appearance and called her botched. After a 2023 appearance at the Grammys, some noticed that she appeared to have a more swollen, tighter look to her face. A plastic surgeon spoke out about this, saying that he believes Madonna not only had a facelift, which he said was obvious because her skin appeared tight and pulled back with no wrinkles, but that she also received a nose job. Now, several days after the Grammys, Madonna took to Instagram where she shared a photo of her face, and she captioned the post, "Look at how cute I am now that the swelling from surgery has gone down, LOL." Now, people said that she had a pillow face and she was way too puffy in her appearance, and fans were actually worried that she was going overboard with her looks. Then in March of this year, she stunned fans with a smooth face at her Oscars after party. One user online commented on her photo saying, "Whatever she has done or undone, M is looking incredible lately. Your face filler gone." Yes, with her face slimmer and smoother, people are now loving her new look. One fan commented, "She looks so much better now, the surgeon is a hero." And another hoped the star wouldn't get more filler injections, saying the puffiness from her face seems to have subsided. "I hope she doesn't add more fillers," and she actually looks much less plastic in this picture. So hopefully, with everyone loving her new look and telling her to stay away from plastic surgery, hopefully she'll listen, and she will.
Keeping up with the Kardashians coming clean has been a full-time job, and finally, the truth about their plastic surgery has been revealed. Few families in Hollywood have been as scrutinized for their physical transformations as the Kardashian-Jenners. They have been criticized for seemingly lying about or avoiding openly discussing their plastic surgery procedures, which may be due to a combination of factors. Some speculate that they want to maintain the perception of natural beauty to continue building their brands and influence. Others suggest that they may fear backlash or negative attention if they are perceived as promoting unrealistic beauty standards. Additionally, there's a potential for lawsuits or negative publicity if they admit to certain procedures, as seen in the past. Now, both on social media and in interviews with the press, Kim, Khloe, Kylie, Kourtney, Kris, and Kendall have faced endless questions about whether or not they've undergone plastic surgery, and in some cases, they've come under fire for denying certain procedures. It isn't new for someone to hop on a mic and ask, a Kardashian to reveal the specifics of their plastic surgeries, but it is new for one of them to respond. Kylie Jenner has not always openly acknowledged undergoing breast augmentation surgery. She initially denied having work done on her breast, but ended up confirming it on the Kardashians. She even shared details about a second procedure, including the size of her implants, on TikTok recently. Responding to a comment, she said, 445cc, moderate profile, have under the muscle, silicone, Garth Fisher, hope this helps, LOL. Jenner has also expressed regret over her decision to get, breast implants before becoming a mother. Her providing the details of her implants was an instantly viral moment, probably because Kylie hadn't even confirmed she had a second breast augmentation to begin with. Now, this shortly follows Kris Jenner shocking the world just a couple weeks ago, with a new face that looked decades younger. Though she didn't come right out to reveal what she'd had done, she didn't deny mass speculation that a facelift was the culprit either. In fact, the representatives confirmed that she had recent work done by Stephen Levine. Now, they didn't specify what procedure she's undergone, but seeing as Dr. Levine specializes in facelifts, the internet, put two and two together. Kim Kardashian has come a long way since her first brush with Botox during a 2010 episode of Keeping Up. Now, the reality star wrote on her now defunct blog that, she freaked out over facial bruising following the injection. She said in the episode, "I'm feeling like my eyes are on fire. What if, he hit a nerve? Seriously, I know this is not normal. What I am feeling is not normal." However, she's since admitted to having a little bit of Botox, but no filler, in her face during a 2022 Alert interview and getting Botox injections in her neck on a 2023 episode of The Kardashians. So why are they bearing it all now? Well, like always, the Kardashians follow trends, and it seems as though right now it's on trend to admit to getting work done. They also may just be tired of lying.
Now, Miley Cyrus has experienced ongoing physical transformations over the years, and some question if it's due to plastic surgery. In 2024, photos of her for cover art of a song and her appearance at the Grammys that year sparked speculation on whether or not she got plastic surgery, as people had been questioning her appearance. Now, talking to Reddit, many commented on the difference in her facial structure recently, believing that she had a buccal fat removal procedure done. "We need to imprison whatever plastic surgeon pioneered buccal fat removal," one person wrote. Now, Miley's also gotten veneers, and people think that they look just absolutely horrible, and people have even said that she looks like a horse. Can't tell if it's just the buccal fat removal or the giant veneers that make her look so off these days, a second person added, while someone else said she's had the nose job for years, but yes, she's wearing contour on top of that. Now, Miley's appearance at the 2025 Grammys looked very similar, as it appears that she's still getting work done. Modern Family star Reed Ewing opened up about how his body dysmorphia influenced his decision to get plastic surgery. "No one is allowed to be this ugly," he wrote in an essay. "It's unacceptable." He then explained that the disorder led him into a plastic surgery addiction, and that he had a number of procedures done, including cheek and chin implants, implant removals, injectable fillers, and fat transfers. Now, his first surgery was cheek implants in 2008. He believed this surgery would make him look like Brad Pitt. However, he was horrified by the results, which he described as horrendous. Now, this went on for years, with him getting surgeries and healing in between seasons of Modern Family. In the end, though, he said, "Plastic surgery is not always a bad thing. It often helps people who actually need it for serious cases, but it's a horrible hobby, and it will eat away at you until you've lost all self-esteem and joy. I wish I could go back and undo all the surgeries. Now I can see I was fine to begin with and didn't need the surgeries at all." Melanie Griffith admitted to having plastic surgery, but after she was criticized, she apparently had the procedure reversed. Now, Melanie had discussed the downsides of experimenting with cosmetic surgery in the recent years by saying she didn't know how addicted she had become to plastic surgery until people started saying, "Oh my god, what has she done?" In 2017, she admitted, "I had surgery 20 years ago, and then about 7 years ago, I started doing injections. I think I must have been allergic to it. I went to a different doctor, and he started dissolving all this that the other woman doctor had put in. Hopefully, I look more normal now." But some people still think she's had other procedures because she does not look like herself. But it seems like she won't be coming clean about that anytime soon. Now, Dove Cameron's facial transformation from 2008 to 2023 is shocking, to say the least. She has changed drastically, and while some of these changes are due to her just growing up, others seem to have been done by plastic surgeons. While Dove has been transparent about her image and body issues, she hasn't admitted to receiving plastic surgery, but numerous publications, including the US Sun, have speculated that Dove received a variety of cosmetic procedures throughout her time in the spotlight. According to these sources, cosmetic and dermatological experts have spotted radical differences in her features. In fact, they allege that Dove's facial transformation was so notable that it couldn't just be from natural aging and weight loss. It's been said that she's had a nose job, cheek fillers, a fox eye lift, and more recently a buccal fat removal. Again, Dove has never never admitted to this, but she could have just kept the procedures a secret. Since a viral video of Zac Efron in 2021, fans have had questions about his face and if he's had any plastic surgery done. I mean, his face just looks extremely different and it had his fans concerned. Many people just assumed he got a botched plastic surgery, but Zac did an interview with Entertainment Tonight and explained that his different looking face was due to a jaw injury in 2013. It wasn't due to a botched plastic surgery. You see, Zac broke his jaw and had to have his mouth wired shut after he was running through the house in socks, slipped and hit his face on the granite corner of a fountain and lost consciousness. When he woke up, his chin bone was hanging off his face. He added that when he was injured, the masseter muscles on the inside of his face and jaw compensated for his injury and grew massively in size, hence his transformation. Now, maybe we noticed a difference because back in 2021, Zac took some time off from physical therapy while in Australia, which accounts for the change in his appearance at the time. The masseter muscles just grew, he explained. They got really big. Now, at the end of 2024 and now in 2025, his look is way better. But still, there was one point where we could hardly recognize him. In March of 2023, fans were shocked when they saw singer Liam Payne step out on the red carpet. Now, Liam debuted a shockingly slimmed down face on the carpet, which didn't go unnoticed by fans or cosmetic surgery experts. He didn't look bad before, but his face, instead of looking soft and a little bit chubby, it looks modelish and rugged, celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Ratman Kassir said. Now, as Liam debuted his new look, fans theorized that the star had undergone the popular cosmetic surgery, buccal fat removal. Dr. Azza Hallam, a board-certified multi-specialist physician, says that he doesn't think that fillers alone could help Liam achieve such a defined look in the lower part of his face, so he agrees that buccal fat removal most likely played a role. Now, taking to Twitter, fans voiced their appearance by saying, "No effing way Liam Payne got buccal fat removal surgery." Now, safe to say fans were shocked, and I was too, as it appeared to come out of left field. Now, sources close to Lil Kim say that she spent over $19,000 to bleach her skin, get a nose job, and alter her cheekbones. In an interview in 2005, Lil Kim finally admitted to getting several nose jobs done, and back in the day, Kim was one of the first hip-hop artists to undergo plastic surgery. Now, it was widely speculated that she had also undergone breast augmentation, chin and cheek fillers, and an eye lift. And speaking about why she wanted to alter her face in the same interview, Kim said, "I think I did it because I was a little too vain at the time. I was trying to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist," adding that she was a bit excessive when it came to surgery sometimes. Now, looking at her past photos, there's definitely a huge difference between her face, and she doesn't even look like her old self. Dr. Jennifer Levine, a board-certified plastic surgeon, said it's clear that there's been some skin bleaching, and added that Kim has probably had her eyes done as well. But the biggest differences, according to Jennifer, are to her jawline. She could have had Botox injections under the jaw for a more chiseled look, she told Us Weekly, and in case it's not obvious, Kim probably had filler injected into her cheeks. And finally, Sharon Osbourne has had plastic surgery many times, but a facelift she had in late 2021 ended up destroying her face. At the time, she said, "I had a full facelift done in October, and I looked like one of those effing mummies they wrap up with bandages," she said to the Sunday Times in April 2022, adding, "It hurt like hell, you have no idea." Sharon said that after the more than 5-hour surgery, she was left looking horrendous. She told the surgeon, "You've got to be effing joking. One eye was different than the other. I looked like an effing cyclops. I'm like, all I need is a hunchback," she said. And yeah, that sounds seriously bad. Even her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, was shocked at the results. Sharon revealed he assured her though, "I don't care how much it costs, we'll get it redone." Now, she ended up getting reconstructive work done, and now she's satisfied with her appearance, but hopefully she'll stay away from getting more work now, but it seems like she's really addicted.
Courtney Cox's face took a wild detour. She went from friends to frenemies with fillers to finally finding the one with natural beauty. The actress's face has been on a wild ride, and her candidness about it makes her the Monica Geller of cosmetic regrets. Like many Hollywood stars, Courtney felt the pressure to hit pause on aging. She dove headfirst into the world of fillers, injections, and lasers. As she admitted, she was chasing that elusive fountain of youth. But somewhere along the way, things took a detour. She eventually realized she'd gone too far, confessing she looked really strange with all the enhancements. In 2017, she decided to dissolve her fillers, embracing a more natural look. It was like she Marie Kondo'd her face, getting rid of anything that didn't spark joy. Now, Kourtney's all about aging gracefully, sticking to minimal laser treatments and skincare. She's even sworn off cosmetic procedures completely. Her journey is a hilarious and relatable reminder that sometimes less is more, and the best friends are the ones who tell you the truth about your overfilled cheeks. Kylie Jenner's face has had more work done than a fixer-upper. The youngest Jenner's transformation is a wild ride of fillers, implants, and ever-evolving features, leaving us wondering, what will she tweak next? Kylie's cosmetic journey began with lip fillers, addressing what she called an insecurity. This led to the infamous Kylie Jenner Lip Challenge, which sent teens to emergency rooms with swollen, bruised, and sometimes punctured lips. Talk about a beauty disaster. Later, Kylie confessed to getting breast augmentation at 19 before having her daughter Stormi. Now she regrets the decision, wishing she'd waited. It seems even the beauty mogul has second thoughts about her choices. Of course, the rumor mill doesn't stop there. Experts speculate about rhinoplasty, cheek fillers, and jawline contouring. While Kylie hasn't confirmed these procedures, side-by-side photos show a noticeable difference. Whether it's a little nip and tuck or a full-blown makeover, Kylie's transformation has definitely kept us on our toes. Tara Reid's quest for perfection turned into a plastic surgery nightmare. The actress's search for a six-pack and perkier chest turned into a cautionary tale that's more terrifying than any Sharknado. Tara, seeking a body worthy of a Baywatch babe, underwent liposuction and chest augmentation. But the procedures went south, leaving her with a ripply, bulgy stomach and deformed nipples. One surgeon gave her C-cups, even though she asked for big B's, and was not satisfied. As she would later lament, "I was on the websites as having the ugliest implant surgery in the world. Ouch." Then came Paradise, her short-lived reality show. Turns out, partying on camera wasn't the best career move. As she would admit, it was probably the stupidest thing I ever did. I didn't know it was going to ruin my career. Double ouch. A wardrobe malfunction at a P. Diddy party in 2004 added insult to injury when she accidentally exposed her botched implant to the world. It was a field day for the paparazzi, and Tara was devastated. Tara eventually underwent reconstructive surgery and sought therapy to address her confidence issues. Her story is a reminder that sometimes the pursuit of perfection can lead to a total disaster. Heidi Montag took 10 surgeries in a day, a little too literally. The Hill star's pursuit of perfection led to a shocking transformation, proving that sometimes less is more, especially when it comes to cosmetic enhancements. In 2010, Heidi became infamous for undergoing 10 procedures in a single day. A cosmetic surgery buffet that included a nose job, chest augmentation, liposuction, brow lift, chin reduction, cheek implants, lip enhancements, a butt augmentation, and ear pinning. It was a drastic makeover that left fans and critics stunned. So, what exactly went wrong? Her nose job, already a revision of a previous procedure, didn't quite deliver the desired result. As for her cheek implants, some experts believe they may look abnormal as she ages due to fat distribution changes in the face. Her chest implants were also excessively large for her size, potentially leading to back problems, drooping chest, and nursing difficulties if she has children. Recovery almost took her out after she was incorrectly dosed with pain meds, stopping her heart. Years later, Heidi's plastic surgery spree is less a quest for beauty and more a masterclass in what not to do. Her $100,000 makeover became a cautionary tale with complications galore, potential long-term health nightmares, and a valuable lesson. True beauty comes from within and maybe a really good therapist. Donatella Versace's face is more House of Horrors than House of Versace. The Queen of Versace's transformation is a mix of high fashion and procedures that leave many fans wondering if she got lost in translation at the surgeon's office. Over the years, Donatella's face has become a canvas for what many suspect are multiple procedures. Experts speculate she's had a facelift to tighten skin, cheek implants or fillers for volume, a nose job to refine her nose, and an eyelid lift to reduce droopiness. The result? Skin so tight it could bounce a quarter, lips that resemble overstuffed sausages, and a nose that looks suspiciously different than it used to. What did she do to her face? One fan asked on social media. Some have claimed that Donatella's lips and cheeks are likely filled with silicone, pointing to a poofy appearance. "She doesn't even look like herself anymore," another fan lamented. It's a transformation so dramatic that most don't recognize the designer. While Donatella hasn't confirmed any procedures, her ever-changing appearance has made her a poster child for cosmetic surgery that may have gone too far. Her transformation reminds us that fame and fortune can't buy happiness, especially if it costs you your original face. Michael Jackson's face was a masterpiece until surgery took the brush. The king of pop's ever-evolving appearance sparked rumors and speculation, making him a poster child for plastic surgery gone wrong. Despite admitting to only 2 nose jobs, sources close to Jackson claim he underwent extensive procedures, including multiple rhinoplasties, cheek implants, a cleft chin implant, and eyelid surgery. One surgeon estimated Jackson had 10 to 12 surgeries in 2 years. The surgeries took a toll. Sources say his nose became so small because he was operated on repeatedly. Jackson eventually sought help to rebuild his nose using fillers after the cartilage collapsed. Original photos show a sharp contrast to the nose he later had. Beyond his nose, surgeons speculated that Jackson had a forehead lift and cheekbone surgery and altered his lips. Some theorize the whippings and emotional neglect from his father may have led to body dysmorphic disorder, fueling his desire for perfection through surgery. Jackson attributed his changing face to puberty, diet, weight loss, and stage lighting, denying most claims. Lil' Kim went from queen bee to a plastic surgery mystery. The rapper's transformation has left fans buzzing. Is it self-love or a surgical, "oops, I did it again"? Kim's journey started with fixing a broken nose from unhealthy relationship patterns, plus sugar-sweetened lips for a film role. Rumor has it, the sugar was just the start. Experts whisper about multiple nose jobs, skin bleaching, cheek implants, and even a tummy tuck. Dr. Gary Linkoff speculates at least 3 nose jobs by 35. By 2012, Kim's signature heart-shaped face had vanished, replaced by a filled-in look that left many wondering, where's the real Kim? Her nose, let's just say pinched, is an understatement. And while Kim once declared, "I'm a bad person, I don't care what nobody say," her changing face now sparks more concern than envy. Lil' Kim's extreme transformation has unfortunately contributed to her career decline, as she looks like a completely new person with a different ethnicity. Once known for her unique look and undeniable talent, she's now a tale about chasing an image instead of embracing who you are. Janice Dickinson went from supermodel to surgery addict. From strutting runways to going under the knife, Janice has never been one to shy away from changing things up. Janice got her first mini facelift at 32 while dating Sylvester Stallone, aiming to nix those pesky jowls. Over the years, she's openly admitted to a tummy tuck, multiple facelifts, Botox, and chest augmentation. She even declared she lives for plastic surgery. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing. She appeared on Botched to fix a chest augmentation, only to pull the drain tubes out herself. In 2021, she said Dr. Dubrow botched her chest during the televised procedure, a claim he seemingly denied. Now, in her late 60s, Janice has faced health scares, including chest cancer. Through it all, she's remained candid about her choices. While some may raise eyebrows at her transformation, Janice has always been one to live life on her own terms.
Kylie Jenner was caught crying during a new episode of The Kardashians about the hate she was receiving about her new look, as her face has seemed to completely change since she allegedly got plastic surgery. Now, Kylie Jenner is no stranger to fillers or Botox, but people think she's gone too far with her procedures now. At the beginning of the year when she was on red carpets, fans were calling her out for looking old. The comments came pouring in, with one saying, "What did Kylie Jenner do to her face? I read that she's only 26, but she looks old as hell here." Now, Kylie has addressed this on a new episode when she was talking to her sister Kendall. Kylie opened up about the backlash she received about her appearance and plastic surgery over the years. "It's like a miracle that I still have confidence and I can still look in the mirror and think that I'm pretty," she admitted to her sister Kendall as the two chatted on the couch. She went on to talk specifically about Paris Fashion Week, which she attended in September 2023. The younger Jenner said that for the first time, she decided she was not not going to wear a lot of makeup while attending shows, which still prompted critics to attack her looks. I'm wearing too much makeup and it's like you're wearing too much makeup, then I go and I don't wear a lot of makeup and someone catches me in a weird light, she complained. Now, speaking in a confessional setting, Kylie noted that it wasn't just this particular story that upset her. I just hear nasty things about myself all the time, she told a producer behind the camera, adding that after 10 plus years in the spotlight, it just gets exhausting. Chrissy Teigen has also caught some flack for her looks recently. Chrissy revealed in September 2021 that she underwent fat removal from her cheeks. In an Instagram story, she wrote, "I did that Dr. Diamond buccal fat removal thing here," while pointing to her cheeks, adding, "And since I quit drinking, I'm really seeing the results, and I like it. Yeah, I did it. What?" Then in January 2023, Chrissy shared a screenshot via her Instagram stories of a social media user who alleged that her face looked puffy due to face filler. "Have you seen Chrissy Teigen's new face?" the user wrote at the top of the video. "This post is not out of mean intentions, it's merely here to discuss overfill and its possible consequences. Chrissy Teigen's new face. Look at how your face could become if you're doing it wrong. There's too much reliance on hyaluronic gel fillers and not enough focus on building foundations, skin structure, and support. This can result in a puffy and bloated effect." Anya Taylor-Joy was one of the first celebrities people think got buccal fat removal that started the craze. In a recent Reddit thread, many fans began sharing their theories as to why they believe Taylor-Joy went under the knife for a more sculpted and sunken look, emphasizing her cheekbones. "I wish she didn't do buccal fat removal, she looks so cute," one fan commented. "Her face is no longer round and puffy, but chiseled and a little sunken." One user wrote, "Why is no one talking about the obvious nose job and buccal fat removal from her cheeks?" Now, Megan Fox's face has definitely changed throughout the years, and people were convinced that she had some sort of work done. Now, she had enough, and in 2011 she denied having any work done, and to prove this and stop the rumors, she posted an album to Facebook titled "Things You Can't Do With Your Face When You Have Botox" that featured pictures of her making various facial expressions. Now, after this was posted, a dermatologist explained her photos actually proved that she did have Botox. Now, recently though, Megan opened up about all the plastic surgery she's had, and she said that she got her breasts done when she was 21 or 22, and then had them redone after breastfeeding her kids. According to her on the Call Her Daddy podcast, she said, "I got them done in between the first and second Transformers, and Megan got them done as a young woman, and later on she had kids, and breastfeeding ruined her breasts, so it forced the star to hide her chest and herself from the public until they were fixed." Except they didn't get fixed. According to her, the second time she got her breasts done, the implants were actually too large, and her body fat couldn't hide the edges of the implants, and they showed through her bare skin. Dove Cameron's facial transformation from 2008 to 2023 is incredible. She has changed drastically, and while some of these changes can be credited to just growing up, it appears that she's had some help from some plastic surgeons. While Dove has been transparent about her image and body issues, she hasn't admitted to receiving plastic surgery, but this hasn't stopped her from being the focal point of a lot of plastic surgery rumors. Now, numerous publications, including the US Sun, have speculated that Dove received a variety of cosmetic procedures throughout her time in the spotlight. According to these sources, experts have spotted radical differences in the former Disney Channel star's face features. In fact, they allege that Dove's facial transformation is so noticeable that it couldn't just be from natural aging and weight loss. It's been said that she had a nose job, cheek fillers, a fox eye lift, and more recently, buccal fat removal. Again, Dove has never admitted to this, but she could have just kept the procedures a secret. Now, Miley Cyrus has experienced ongoing physical transformations over the years, and some question if it's due to plastic surgery. Miley's faced rumors that she got a boob job when she was 20 years old after she started adding more chest-bearing clothing to her wardrobe. And recently, in new cover art for a new single and her appearance at the Grammys, people have been questioning her appearance. Taking to Reddit with a photo of the cover reveal, some fans couldn't help but call out the celeb's noticeably carved out cheeks. Many commented on the difference in her facial structure recently, believing she had a buccal fat removal procedure done. "We need to imprison whatever plastic surgeon pioneered buccal fat removal." Now, she's also gotten veneers, and people think they look horrible, and some have even said that she looks like a horse. Can't tell if it's the buccal fat removal or the giant veneers that make her look so off these days, someone added. Now, in 2023, Liam Payne debuted a shockingly slimmed down face on the red carpet, which did not go unnoticed by fans or cosmetic surgery experts. He didn't look bad before, but his face, instead of looking soft and a little bit chubby, it looks more modelish and rugged, celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Ratman Kassir said. Fans theorized the star had undergone the popular cosmetic surgery buccal fat removal. Now, taking to Twitter, fans voiced their opinions by saying no effing way Liam Payne got buccal fat removal surgery. Liam Payne getting buccal fat removal is sending me to the actual moon. And a third wrote, still can't believe Liam Payne got buccal fat removal. Now, Dr. Azza Helm, a board-certified multi-specialist physician, says she doesn't think that fillers alone could help Liam achieve such a defined look in the lower part of his face, so she agrees that buccal fat removal likely played a role. Courtney Cox has opened up and revealed she regrets certain procedures she's had done to keep up with Hollywood standards. In 2016, she said, "Getting older is not the easiest, but I have learned lessons. I was trying to keep up with being older, and I have done things that I regret, and luckily they're things that dissolve and go away, so that's good, because it's not always been my best look." Admitting that she looked really strange after going under the knife. There was a time where you go, oh, I'm changing, I'm looking older, and I didn't realize that, I'm actually looking really strange with injections and doing stuff to my face that I would never do now. Now, a lot of people don't believe her though, as she still looks completely different. In late 2022, Lea Michele posted some selfies that had fans questioning if she got buccal fat removal done. On December 12, 2022, Lea posted a selfie of herself comparing her features to those of the White Lotus's character Lucia. Now, users took to Twitter and TikTok talking about how it was obvious that she had undergone buccal fat removal. Now, if you look at her before and after photos, it's kind of a jump scare because she looks so different. Now, many people online have begun to make fun of her, comparing her to photos of chiseled Squidward from the show SpongeBob. Now, is it mean? Kinda, but is it funny and true? Absolutely. Now, there's been a rise in this type of plastic surgery, and while the procedure has been around for over 50 years, I'm doing 3 times as many buccal fat reductions this year than I was 5 years ago, New York plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Janko says. Now, Lea hasn't admitted to having anything done, but clearly she did something. People's faces just don't change like that. And lastly, we have Lil' Kim. Sources close to Lil' Kim says that she spent over $9,000 to bleach her skin, get a nose job, and alter her cheekbones. In an interview in 2005, Lil' Kim finally admitted to getting several nose jobs done, and back in the day, Kim was one of the first hip-hop artists to undergo plastic surgery. Now, it was widely speculated that she'd also undergone a breast augmentation, chin and cheek fillers, and an eye lift, and speaking about why she wanted to alter her face in the same interview, she said, "I think I did it because I was a little too vain at the time. I was trying to be perfect, I'm a perfectionist," adding that she was a bit excessive when it came to surgery sometimes. It's clear that there's been skin bleaching and that she probably had her eyes done as well. It's also said she could have had Botox injections under the jaw for a more chiseled look, and that Kim probably had filler injected into her cheeks.
So, cosmetic surgery has helped a lot of people feel more comfortable in their own skin, but what happens when your skin doesn't stay the same? Not so comfortable anymore, huh? Celebs have received plastic surgery very young, are now warning the new wave of young stars against getting plastic surgery procedures until they're older. But some ignored naysayers, going on to destroy their faces and bodies, and maybe now even their careers. Erin Moriarty has become the new face, literally, of young celebrities giving into public perception and beauty standards, partly because the dichotomy found in her getting plastic surgery when her character, Starlight, in the show that launched her fame, The Boys, struggles with media attention on her body and face and receiving pressure to look a certain way and appease beauty standards. For fans of her character to see Erin undergo surgery for the exact thing Starlight was trying to run from, it caused a mass wave on social media. It became the epicenter of a conversation on young women being deeply affected by beauty standards and what features are deemed beautiful or not. Megyn Kelly recently did a news story with the Daily Wire's Michael Knowles calling plastic surgery a social illness. Kelly used Moriarty, who has received buccal fat removal, a chin and jaw shave surgery, a nose job, microblading, and lip injections, as her example, saying more and more young women are doing this, referring to unnecessary plastic surgery on an already beautiful face. Kelly said, "It's not about an objection to plastic surgery, it's about an obsession with turning yourself into a fake version of yourself. I find it like a sign of mental illness. I really want to get into the heads of these young girls and say, please don't do this." Another fan base that was quick to point out the differences in their fave celeb was Noah Cyrus's. Noah Cyrus, who actually looked quite similar to her sister Miley and her mother Tish in her younger years, first went through a shocking visual change circa 2020. She debuted lip filler and cheek filler and microbladed eyebrows, as was the trend at the time in beauty, and it's something she's maintained as a visual sin. But in 2023, it looks like she went a step further when she got a nose job, as was pointed out by her fans after she attended the January 2023 Paris Fashion Week looking shockingly different. And now, in 2024, she has sparked rumors for buccal fat removal, as she's recently debuted uber gaunt cheeks, the current trend thanks to Ozempic as well. Someone who's also faced some commentary for looking different from their debut days is Kwan Nara. The former Hello Venus K-pop idol turned actress's plastic surgery controversy was sparked when photos from her junior high days were leaked online. There are some noticeable differences, primarily in the brow bone and nose area, which sparked discussions and some rumors about her having had plastic surgery. As the rumors escalated, she eventually addressed the speculation through a TV episode of Taxi. After the host admitted to having had plastic surgery himself on his nose and eyes, Nara explained, "I was shocked by my appearance at the beginning of my debut and have been consistently working on staying in shape ever since." She also insisted she never received plastic surgery, but that she's just been getting Botox for a long time. Despite her claim, plenty of her adoring fans did send messages of positivity and love, claiming even if she did have plastic surgery, as many still suspect she did, they weren't going to judge her for it. Reed Ewing, however, judged himself pretty harshly and shared how that affected his plastic surgery journey in the Huffington Post. The Modern Family actor expressed in an essay he had written about his heartbreaking battle with body dysmorphia. Ewing revealed that after moving to LA for bigger and better gigs, he became obsessed over what he perceived to be imperfections in his appearance as a man. That he wasn't handsome enough, chiseled enough, that these things would affect his career and his castability. His first plastic surgery as a result is at 19 when he gets cheek implants, which he described as incredibly painful both physically and emotionally. He had to wear a mask for weeks after the procedure, which led to him temporarily avoiding his home to avoid people knowing he had had it. Ewing claimed that the implants had actually made his face appear more gaunt because they defined his cheekbones rather than the actual cheek, and his second doctor then suggests a chin implant as a correction, instead of just removing the problem implants. Ewing got additional procedures, which led to more procedures, all in an effort to correct the prior ones. He had essentially become addicted to plastic surgery and explained that never once did a doctor recommend removing the things and just getting therapy. They always recommended doing more and more, feeding into the addiction and lining their own pockets. Reed has since sworn off plastic surgery in 2023, claiming it made him feel even more insecure and isolated than he did before he got any work done at all. Nikita Draga needed plastic surgery to help her blossom into the woman that she is, but she too, like Reed, became addicted and fell into a pattern of unnecessary surgeries that chased down imagined imperfections. Nikita, who was born the male sex, transitioned to the female sex over the past decade and shared that journey online, earning millions of followers in the process with her bold and brash personality. But in 2018, Nikita decided to get real about another side of herself she wasn't documenting. To quote, "I recently broke this addiction," she expressed, "and I know that's a lot to take in, but let me explain." Nikita shared that the hardest part of her transition was her hormone therapy. The changes in her body resulted in her being critical of her appearance, suffering from body dysphoria, and ultimately leading her to undergo more and more cosmetic procedures. Getting her brow bone and jaw shaved, she got 4 nose jobs, she got Botox, she got breast implants, which required more surgery to fix the complications with the breast tissue following. To quote, "I felt this immense pressure to need to pass, to need to be a woman, to need to feel this level of confidence, so I was really in this dark place where I had to look in the mirror and stop myself from wanting to change everything because it got to the point where I didn't even know why I was doing the surgeries anymore," she explained. Thankfully, the starlet has recovered from her addiction and continues to be an advocate for transgender youth and those with plastic surgery addictions. Crystal Hefner also came clean about her plastic surgery addiction and how it was shaped too by the unrealistic pressures put on women to fit certain parameters of beauty, or otherwise they'd be deemed unwomanly. As a Playboy model and one of Hugh Hefner's wives, Crystal Hefner, felt that she was expected to look a certain way, explaining years later, "I don't know whether I felt empowered by dressing scantily clad, showing cleavage, etc., or if I just felt it was expected of me or what," she shared on Instagram. Whatever the reasons were, Hefner had a variety of surgeries performed on her, which eventually took a toll on her health. Her breast implants caused memory loss, spatial disorientation, migraines, and fatigue, and a fat transfer surgery almost cost her life. After all her negative experiences with cosmetic alterations and exhausted of maintaining the Hefner image after the dirtbag's death, Crystal opted for a more natural look, both in real life and on social media. To quote her, "I removed everything fake from my body and I deleted all my old photos. I am more authentic, vulnerable, and I feel I belong more to myself." She further explained she had concerns about who would stick around with her account moving in that new direction. "As I saw followers drop by the thousands every day, I was in the red. I was watching girls that had similar pages keep posting the same scantily clad stuff and growing exponentially while I tanked hard." But in the end, while she initially lost followers, her numbers eventually rebounded into a fan base that respected her authenticity. This next influencer once gave an Instagram shout out to a plastic surgeon. It's Sophia Richie. The plastic surgeon she shouted out in question was celebrity Jason Diamond, to whom she accredited, "Thank you for always taking care of me." Though Sophia, 29 at the time, didn't specify what work she'd had done, Dr. Rodriguez, who's a board-certified internal medicine physician, suggests based off her age and her facial changes during aging, to quote, "Sophia has likely received a rhinoplasty, lip fillers, and under-eye filler, and maybe chin filler. As for her wrinkle-free skin, probably Botox injections or laser treatments." Speaking of barely there adjustments made through plastic surgery, Hailey Bieber has had some sneaky subtle style of work done on her as well. Most of the young celebs nowadays, it's very subtle. Or do you not remember the iconic Kanye 2022 moment where for no reason during social media rant he aired out the fact Hailey had a rhinoplasty, calling her nose job Hailey Bald Loose? The model, 27, vehemently denied it at the time, but the rumor's been following her forever, and understandably so when past and present pictures are lined up. According to Dr. Ramtin Kassir, founder of Kassir Plastic Surgery, he thinks she got work done specifically around her eyes. To quote, "She likely had a blepharoplasty, aka a brow lift, or some expertly injected Botox around the brows." Another starlet who had blink and you miss it minor plastic surgery was Dove Cameron. There's no denying this one. The Descendants star, 28, has been acting since 8, so it's not surprising her look would evolve, but her acid changes suggest more than just growing up. Dove really looks like how she did when she was younger, just if you also happen to grab the skin around her temple and upper cheekbone area and yank it back towards her hairline. Dove has gotten a rhinoplasty as well as upper blepharoplasty, as her eyelids are no longer as hooded, claims Dr. Carlos Rodriguez, director of Skinny Med Spa. He also threw in the speculation her lips may have filler, but he can't determine that as a factor of age or not, unlike very obvious brow lift. And last up is a celebrity whose subtle surgery combos became not so subtle when paired together. It's actually Miley Cyrus. Pair up her buccal fat removal, the big veneers with lip filler, eyebrow lift, and her newest diet of Ozempic, and you got a Miley Cyrus that looks like a permanently surprised Tim Burton character. This exact cocktail is what almost all our adored female celebrities have had done in the recent years. It's a surefire winner, and it highlights all the features most popular in bone structure and faces right now. But that's the thing, just because a feature's popular doesn't mean you can make it suit your face. Take Cyrus's notoriously soft cheeks and round face. It's completely genetic. You see them on both her parents and her siblings, but Miley decided to suck the buccal fat out and expose her cheekbones, which her face isn't really meant to do. It's caused the singer to look extremely gaunt. It clashes with her newest set of veneers, which they themselves are a whole other problem because they're too big for her mouth. You haven't noticed she's always had it open recently? I think she's playing it off well as an aesthetics thing, but it genuinely seems like it's just uncomfortable for Miley Cyrus to have her mouth closed around those giant veneers. You can even see the difference between them and her authentic teeth photographed in years prior. Meanwhile, up top, Miley did an eyebrow lift, which is to help her cheekbone not look so much gaunt as delicate, but it didn't really take. Instead, Miley is given a distinctly surprised and skeletal looking face, and since her cheeks were drained and her eyebrows yanked back, her eyes are looking larger than life in the middle. While the singer's newest 70s style aesthetic, 70s country blend aesthetic is helping carry these newly augmented features, as is her stylist. You know, the big coiffed hair distracts from the yanked back eyebrows, slinky 70s dresses distract from an alarmingly thin Ozempic frame, etc., etc. There's no denying lying. Miley's had some very in-your-face work done on, well, her face.
Michael Jackson looked extremely different from the beginning of his career right up until his death. Now, a lot of people think this was due to plastic surgery and various health issues he had. One of the most noticeable changes was his nose. Now, he actually eventually admitted to getting a nose job in a 2003 documentary with Martin Bashir. He said, "I had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose. It helped me breathe better so I can hit higher notes. I'm telling you the honest truth. I didn't do anything to my face," he said. Then there was the issue of his skin color though. Michael told Oprah Winfrey back in the early 90s that he suffered from vitiligo, a skin condition that created pale blotches on his body. His dermatologist, Dr. Arnold Klein, confirmed that in 2009, saying his was bad because he began to get a totally speckled look all over his body. It was all over his body, but on his face significantly and his hands, which were very difficult to treat. Now, it's been rumored that he used bleaching cream to make his skin tone more even. However, other experts have claimed that Michael had a lot more done than just one nose job and skin lightening. Michael got his first nose job in 1979, and he claimed he got the surgery not because he wanted a smaller nose, but because he broke it during a dance rehearsal and needed an operation. But then he got it done more times. Now, LaToya Jackson appeared to follow in her brother's footsteps when it came to getting botched plastic surgery, especially on her nose. On October 13, 2017, LaToya was spotted dashing out of a drugstore. Now, strangely, she was wearing a hairnet, leading sources to speculate that she'd undergone cosmetic work earlier in the day. Now, this is valid for people to assume because if you look at photos of her throughout the years, you can literally see her nose shrinking, and obviously that's not natural. As her face evolution was then reviewed by a panel of America's top plastic surgeons, and while none of them had treated LaToya, they all agreed that she's undergone the knife for multiple nose jobs. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Lisa Rinna turned heads recently, and not in a good way, due to how her face looked. Now, Lisa attended the 2024 Fashion Trust US Awards in Beverly Hills in April, but as soon as photos and videos were released to the star, people began questioning her looks, claiming that she had too much face filler. Now, Lisa then responded to the comments about her looks, saying that she used SkinVive, which is described by the FDA as a gel implant or dermal filler that is injected in specific areas of facial tissue to add definition or reduce the appearance of lines and wrinkles. Now, she said this was not good for her. SkinVive is not good for everyone, and it was not good for me. Luckily, we could dissolve it today. Phew, she wrote. Now, there were also concerns of her lip fillers that she's had in the past, as the silicone caused hard and bumpy scar tissue on her lips. Now, Madonna's face has been ever changing, and there's been a lot of speculation that she's gotten a lot of work done. But in 2023, she finally admitted that she had plastic surgery, but she has not revealed what the procedures were or how often she's gone under the knife. Board-certified surgeon Dr. Barry Winterbob, who reviewed before and after images of Madonna, said he saw signs of at least 12 cosmetic facial procedures, which he estimates would have cost multiple six-figure sums, which is not surprising at all. Now, accusations really came to a head after the singer presented an award at the 2023 Grammys. She looked nothing like her past self, and fans were calling her out on social media for her excessive plastic surgery. Now, it's been reported that she was affected by these comments, and she accused those of making the comments of ageism and misogyny at the time, but later admitted to having plastic surgery after posting a photo with the caption, "Look at how cute I am now that the swelling from surgery has gone down, LOL." Now, this isn't the first time that fans have accused Madonna of trying out plastic surgery, as in the 1990s there were rumors that she was trying out Botox and was undergoing a nose job. She's never confirmed or denied these allegations, but looking at photos of her and comparing them, you can tell there's a huge difference, which you can't just attribute to aging. Now, Joan Rivers was the queen of plastic surgery. Joan passed away in September 2014, and afterwards her daughter Melissa wrote a memoir called The Book of Joan: Tales of Mirth, Mischief, and Manipulation as a tribute to her life. In the memoir, though, she revealed that Joan had 350 48 cosmetic operations over her life and was never happy with the way that she looked, which fed into her sense of being less than. Now that is truly just insane to me. Now, when speaking about the plastic surgery, Joan said, "My motto is better a new face coming out of an old car than an old face coming out of a new car." Now, Joan admitted to having Botox injections, several nose jobs, an eye tuck, liposuction, and a few facelifts. Now, in the end, Joan passed away due to a botched elective surgery she was having on her throat, and every surgery had a risk, but she didn't care, which in the end contributed to her death. Heidi Montag went overboard when it came to plastic surgery. I'm honestly surprised that no one put a stop to it because it seemed so dangerous. In 2010, she had 10 cosmetic procedures done in one day. Yes, 10 of them. Now, the star was just 23 years old at the time, with the surgeries including a chin reduction, liposuction, a breast augmentation, a brow lift, rhinoplasty revision, facial fat injections, and an ear pinning surgery. Ahead of her operations, her surgeon told her that she would recover within a few months, but it actually took her over a year to get back on her feet and back to normal. "I could barely talk, my jaw, I had part of my chin sawed off. I mean, it was really a lot," she said. "We had to have houses at the house for months to help me recover." Now, she also had something really scary happen during the procedures that she finally spoke about in 2018. She told Paper Magazine that she actually died for a minute at the recovery center post-surgery, after she was given an incorrect dose of a painkiller. "My security guards called Spencer, who is her husband, and told him Heidi's heart stopped, she's not going to make it," she told the publication. Yeah, it's absolutely insane that she was able to get all of that done at the same time, and shame on the surgeon who did that to her. And now we have Tara Reid admitting to getting a botched boob job and body contouring procedures in the past. Now, in an interview, she said that she consulted a plastic surgeon in 2004 and she asked for big B's, but instead he gave her C cups and she didn't want them. Now, after the surgery, she immediately noticed that her nipples were deformed. But after 6 months of "it's going to get better," it started to get worse and worse. "I never thought I'd have nipples that looked like this," she said. Then, to make things worse, she had a nip slip on the red carpet at P. Diddy's 35th birthday party in New York. Now, it wasn't just the fact that she had a nip slip that made headlines, it was because it was revealed to the world that her boob job was botched. Now, instead of her areola being a perfect round circle, hers was different, as if a chunk had been cut out. And after the incident, Tara was labeled Franken-nipple and later had to explain that her plastic surgery had gone wrong. She said, "I was already dealing with what it looked like. The last thing I wanted to happen was have the whole world see it." Now, she also had a procedure called body contouring done by the same surgeon and was unhappy with the results. "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing," she said. "I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." Years later, after doing some thorough research on doctors, she went under the knife again to get the previously botched jobs corrected. She says that she saw a therapist for about a year to get help with her confidence issues and she settled down.
Keeping up with the ever-changing beauty trends of Hollywood is tough and leaves many with regrets. Here are 10 A-list celebs that feel that they had ruined their face with plastic surgery at some point. In an appearance on Running Wild with Bear Grylls in 2016, Friends star Courtney Cox revealed she regrets getting some filler. During her appearance on their survival skills reality TV show, Courtney Cox said, "Getting older is not the easiest, but I have learned lessons. I think I was trying to keep up with being older. I have done things I regret, and luckily there are things that dissolve and go away, so that's good, but that's not always my best look." She did let those things dissolve shortly after. Quite a bit later, in a 2022 interview with the Sunday Times, Courtney revealed that she thought she looked really strange after getting her procedures, and that what she had done to her face she would never do now. Kenny Rogers is an absolutely iconic man, known for hits like She Believes in Me and Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer. The late singer has fans all over the world. Most fans were shocked when Rogers revealed a pretty major transformation in the early 2000s. His 2013 memoir, Luck or Something Like It, Rogers gives an explanation as to why he got the facial procedures done, saying that he did it because he was trying to keep up with the younger stars coming in and wanted a bit of a revamp. A 2012 visit to see CBS This Morning echoed this sentiment. He also shared in this 2012 interview that he regrets it. He said, "I had the money to do it and I had time off and I regret that. But the truth is, I don't know what I would have looked like if I hadn't done it." The part that he has gone on record saying that he regrets the most was his eye job. This happened in a 2006 interview with People. He said that the eye job was too tight around the eyelids for him and that it drives him crazy. But he had found the humor in the situation thanks to friend Dolly Parton, the country queen herself and Roger's duet partner on the hit track Islands in the Stream. Apparently, Dolly used to tease him about the various surgeries. In an interview with Anderson Cooper, Kenny Rogers confirms all of this, saying, "Dolly and I used to laugh about it. I think he looks just fine after, but I can understand why he might have been upset with the after pictures." Khloe Kardashian has famously admitted that she was not happy with some of her procedures, specifically the fillers she had done in her face in 2015. According to the Daily Mail, Khloe allegedly said, "It did not work for me, I looked crazy, and I still think the effects are in there. I went to have it all dissolved like 3 times. The fillers were done shortly before then-husband Lamar Odom's accident. Khloe revealed that when she had spoken to her doctor about the mess-up fillers, he said, "I think it's just too much was happening to your real emotions, so she tried to get the fillers dissolved." Khloe was overall not thrilled about the situation, saying, "It was a bummer and now I'm afraid to do it again, and I'm almost like I swear things are still in my face." The entire thing was a pretty major reveal to Kardashian-Jenner fans, as Khloe has adamantly denied having any filler in the past. Just recently, Khloe has confirmed that she has had a nose job and has one regret about it, that she didn't do it sooner. That was shared via her Twitter accounts. Cameron Diaz disliked the way Botox made her look. She revealed this fact in a 2014 interview with Entertainment Tonight. The star of Charlie's Angels and Shrek shared that she has tried Botox before, where it was like a tiny little touch of something. It changed her face in such a weird way. She'd rather see her face aging than a face that doesn't belong to her at all. She went on to say that she doesn't want to smooth out the smile lines because that means she's smiled her whole life. While Botox might not be the choice for Cameron Diaz, she has no judgment towards people who do choose to get Botox. Ariana Grande is in a similar boat. In her Vogue Beauty Secret tutorial that was posted to Vogue's YouTube on September 12, 2023, Ariana shared that she has had a ton of lip fillers over the years and Botox, but now she's over and done with it. Ariana has disclosed that she wants to now see herself age naturally. Like Cameron Diaz, Ariana Grande wants to see her well-earned cry lines and smile lines. She continued to share that she stopped all those procedures back in 2018 because, in her words, she felt like hiding because it felt too much. While she did seem to be done for now, she isn't ruling anything out for the future. She's leaving the door open for the possibility of a facelift, but not for a long time, like at least 10 years. But even then, it's only a maybe, so we'll check back in a decade. Star of The Hills, actress Heidi Montag has made many headlines, but specifically in the field of cosmetic surgery. She is known for undergoing 10 surgeries in one day in 2010. 10 in one day at age 23. For the face specifically, she had a brow lift, Botox, and a chin reduction, plus more. In a 2012 interview with Access Hollywood Live, Heidi revealed she was definitely way in over her head, and she only wanted a few enhancements and then it kind of got out of hand. Further going on to say, "I wasn't really told the repercussions and what would happen, emotionally and physically, and the pain I would be in. It was kind of a shock." As of that 2012 interview, Heidi hadn't received any additional work, wanting to focus on being healthy, alive, and strong, in her words. Right after the surgery, she was open to more, but that has changed, especially more recently. In a 2019 interview with Cosmopolitan, Heidi shared her 32-year-old perspective on things, saying, "I was way too young to make such life-changing decisions, and I was under so much pressure because it was the beginning of comment sections and negativity and hate on the internet." Being in the Hollywood spotlight is never easy, and I'm glad she has found peace with the situation. Jennifer Grey has regretted her nose job that she received in 1989, not necessarily because it didn't look good. I think she looks great either way. It's just when she changed her nose, it changed her whole face, and she was suddenly unrecognizable. This decision went on to hurt her career. She had just done the iconic film Dirty Dancing, yet she wasn't getting hired much after in Hollywood, probably because she looked so different. At least, that is what Jennifer Grey thinks. She said, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out a anonymous, going further, saying, "I'll always be this once famous actress nobody recognizes because of a nose job." Though it was hard for her to get roles, she wasn't completely out of the game. She had some guest appearances on Friends and House, as well as a few TV movies. She did famously win the 2010 season of Dancing with the Stars. Makes sense. Kylie Jenner has one of the most famous pouts in the world, making a considerable amount of money off the lip kits she created, so you can have one too. However, she hasn't always loved her lips. It's no secret that Kylie has had lip injections, but in a 2016 interview with Allure, and also her sister, Kim Kardashian, Kylie admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point. Kim agreeing with her. Kylie did explain herself, saying, "I got excited and I felt I needed to do a lot, and then you guys were like, Kylie, you need to chill, and then I had to go back and have it fixed, and it was a crazy process. Thank God I didn't end up on botched." She regrets going overboard with the filler, but not getting it in the first place. Kylie's lips have definitely become a main part of her brand now, and I think they look great, and she seems way happier with them now. Just recently, on March 8th, Kylie sat down with the New York Times and shared some insight how she feels now, saying, "It's just years and years of not feeling like my face or looks are accepted. There's nothing anyone could ever say now that would hurt me." Melanie Griffith is known for working girl Lolita and giving birth to Madam Web herself, Dakota Johnson. Love Dakota, but this ain't about her. Melanie Griffith sat down with Vanity Fair in 2017 to discuss life, love, and her past plastic surgeries. She said she hadn't noticed something was up with the procedures and the amount she was receiving until outside parties started pointing things out. Griffith shared she was hurt by constant comments like, "Oh my god, what has she done?" and decided to take matters into her own hands. She started visiting a different doctor to get everything fixed up. She went on to say, "I went to a different doctor and he started dissolving all of this stuff that this other doctor had put in. Hopefully I look more normal now." I think she looks great and is rocking it on the red carpet. She has appeared alongside her daughter Dakota on a few and has been in a few films more recently, like The Disaster Artist. She was also in Stuart Little 2 as a little bird. That's not on topic or important at all, but it is important to me. Sharon Osbourne seriously regretted a 5-hour facelift she had back in 2021. In her own words, she thought she looked like a cyclops because one eye was different to the other. She was able to joke about the situation, saying, "All I need is a hunchback." The TV personality told the Sunday Times that the procedure was a full facelift and that she looked like one of those mummies that they wrap with bandages. It's a few years later though, and Sharon Osbourne, in my opinion, doesn't look like these descriptions at all. She looks great right now. Well, she was, and I cannot stress this enough, not very happy with the results, and neither was her husband, Ozzy Osbourne. He told her, "I don't care how much it costs, we'll get it redone." And she did. Sharon did have to wait until her face was fully healed before she could head back in the room, but eventually she was able to go back in and have everything corrected. Sharon is no stranger to cosmetic procedures and has openly spoken about the ones she's received in the past. While speaking to the Times, she revealed that she has had a tummy tuck, lifts to multiple body parts, breast implants, and Botox, as well as 3 facelifts. But it looks like Sharon Osbourne might be done with it all. In an interview with The Sun in April of 2023, she reveals that the previously mentioned disaster facelift has put me off and it frightens me. I really pushed it with the last facelift and I am now like, no more.
At number 10, Amanda Lepore. American model and socialite Amanda Lepore is one person who isn't shy at all about the plastic surgeries that she's had. The transgender model, performer, and now author, who made a name for herself in Hollywood just by being herself, altered a lot of her body over the years, and she's even claimed to have the most expensive body on earth due to all of her surgeries. She's written and talked about all of the procedures she's had done, and it's quite a long list. She's had a nose job, her hairline lowered, her eyebrows lifted, double eyelid surgery, cheekbone, lip and breast augmentation, gender confirmation surgery, hormones, and she even had her ribs broken and reshaped to alter the size of her waist. She's taken her body to the limit and back again. There came a moment where she really overdid one of her procedures and got seriously botched. The drastic procedure that led her to getting botched was getting silicone lip injections, because she said that since she had gotten them done about 20 times and went a little overboard, she had to get them reduced because they just got way too big. A lot of people think that she's botched more than just her lips because of how drastic and plastic her looks are, but they're so out there that I think it's almost normal because that's just who she is, and if she's happy with it, then there's nothing left to say. At number 9,
9. Zac Efron. Now this one isn't exactly a confirmed case of botched plastic surgery, but it sure is causing a lot of commotion because people think it might be. A lot of people have been throwing around a lot of speculation and concern regarding Zac Efron and his appearance. Zac recently showed up in a video about Earth Day looking pretty swollen, and a lot of people think that is the result of a plastic surgery gone wrong. In the video, the lower half of his face was looking very puffy, almost like he had gotten a lot of Botox done or some other kind of procedure, and a lot of people are super concerned that Zac might have taken his looks too far. According to one celebrity plastic surgeon, they think that it looks like Zac may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline, or that he had actually gone under the knife and that there was some residual swelling going on. If that's the case, then we don't know if this puffy look is here to stay or not. It's all just a very sudden change that a lot of people weren't expecting, and a lot of people are just looking for answers. Now before I carry on with the list, I'd like to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also check out my gaming channel Viper Girl if you're interested in enjoying some cool gameplay content, and subscribe while you're there. At number 8, Priscilla Caputo. Priscilla Caputo rose to fame for being botched, so I feel like she's perfect for this list. Back in the day, Priscilla was an aspiring model, but her modeling career was very short-lived because she took her looks too far and got botched, stopping her career dead in its tracks. She was left an internet laughingstock, gaining fame because she had gone too far with her appearance, and now she's an advocate against getting plastic surgery. Priscilla explained that her boyfriend, who was a plastic surgeon, kept giving her lip fillers, and soon she became addicted and couldn't stop. Her lips became too big, and because of her appearance, her modeling career tanked. After her photos were circulated online, she became an internet laughingstock, and she couldn't go back and fix her lips because she had injected so much into them that she permanently stretched them out, and the damage was just too much to repair. In a way, her modeling career turned her into an example of what not to do when getting injections. At number 7, Donatella Versace. Even though she's the head of the Versace company, Donatella Versace's appearance has her looking a little worse for wear, as she's become an example of what happens when getting plastic surgery makes you look worse rather than better. Because of the amount of procedures Donatella has received over the years, many people have said that she's been botched. She's been criticized a lot for her heavy plastic surgery and Botox use, with some people even making comparison diagrams of her look from back in '97 when she took over the Versace company after the death of her brother to now in 2021. Some say that because of all the work she's had done in an attempt to make her look younger, these procedures have made her appearance worse because the Botox and fillers she received over the years has damaged her skin. Some plastic surgeons have commented on Donatella's appearance, saying that as a result of all the fillers, nips, and tucks, her skin's elasticity has broken, leading her to looking older. Because of this, she'd want to continue getting Botox, and so the cycle continues. The more work she has done, the worse her skin gets, and as a result, it leads her to looking more and more botched. At number 6, Carrot Top. American comedian Carrot Top is pretty well known for his signature looks. With his bright orange hair and crazy expressions, no one can mistake him, that's for sure. However, over the years, there's been speculation that the comedian has undergone a few cosmetic surgeries that have him looking a little different, and some say that he's been botched. Though he's denied ever having received plastic surgery and mostly credits his looks to his gym habits, there are others out there who believe that there's something a little artificial that the comedian has been hiding from his fans. It's believed that the comedian has received an eyebrow lift, Botox injections, lip filler, and laser peels, which many people see as the reason that his freckles are less evident. Because of the fillers and lifts, a lot of people think that his face has been left looking a little too stiff and fake, leading fans to label him as botched. But what do you guys think? Is he botched or not? At number 5, Jennifer Grey. Imagine watching your career tank after getting plastic surgery. Well, that's what happened with actress Jennifer Grey, as getting a nose job was one of the worst mistakes of her career. Jennifer Grey became super well known after her role in Dirty Dancing, but after her rhinoplasty, things went south. She wasn't necessarily botched from the surgery itself, as everything went according to plan, but maybe things just went a little too well. After getting surgery, her nose looked very different to how it looked before, and it completely changed her face. As a result, Jennifer found herself struggling to book roles and getting less and less work. Everyone knew her for her face, but since it changed, she became almost unrecognizable, and that wasn't good for her career. When speaking out about the procedure, she called it the quote, nose job from hell, because it pretty much just botched her career. She thought that altering her nose would make things better for her, but instead it made things worse. At number 4, Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox, best known for her iconic role as Monica Geller on Friends, became the unfortunate victim of botched Botox, and since then the actress has sworn off any kind of cosmetic procedures. Courtney has said in interviews that some doctors started suggesting that she gets fillers here and there, and after one too many pokes, she was left looking more plastic than human and totally botched. Courtney was led down a dark path of cosmetic alterations to make herself look more youthful, but in the end, the actress said that these procedures just led her to feeling more and more unhappy with her appearance. It was a vicious cycle. The fillers got so intense that Courtney eventually said enough is enough and got all of the fillers in her face dissolved. Because she was left looking so unlike herself after getting botched, Courtney says that she now prefers to be all natural, embracing her natural beauty. The takeaway from this is to only trust your own opinions and judgments and to not listen to other people's opinions on how you should look. At number 3, Jocelyn Wildenstein. When you look up the most drastic celebrity appearances, a photo of Jocelyn Wildenstein will no doubt show up in your search. Her looks are a prime example of someone taking plastic surgery way too far. Though she was a model back in the day, too much plastic surgery has altered her appearance forever to the point where she's mostly plastic and mostly botched. Jocelyn apparently started changing her appearance to make her husband happy, and she even modeled her look after big cats because her late husband was a big cat lover. She reportedly kept a lynx as a pet and said that because she thought the big cat's eyes were so perfect, she wanted to look just like it. Unfortunately, she went too far with her look. Over the years, she's gotten surgery on her eyes to make them look more cat-like, as well as receiving brow and facelifts, injections, implants, and more. She's left looking nothing like she did before all the surgery, with her entire face being remade into something completely new and unnatural. Even though her appearance is quite drastic, Jocelyn has said that she's not done altering her looks, but honestly, I don't know if it can get any more botched. But if it works for her, then I guess that's what matters. At number 2, Farrah Abraham. Teen Mom star Farrah Abraham has been under the knife a number of times, but it just takes that one horrible moment to make you rethink all of your plastic surgery choices. You might have seen the infamous photo of Farrah Abraham's botched lip procedure, but let me tell you the story of how she got into that mess. In 2015, the reality star opened up about how she had a negative experience when she went under the knife for an experimental lip implant procedure. Farrah said that when she got the procedure done, she knew very quickly that something was wrong when the anesthesia just wasn't working for her. She didn't do much about that, but after the procedure was done and the implant was put in, that's when things started to take a turn for the worse. Turns out Farrah had an intense reaction to something during the procedure that caused her lip to swell up like crazy, leading to those crazy pictures. Luckily, she was able to get things sorted out and her lip went back to normal, but she did say that this was a really scary experience. And finally, at number 1, Tara Reid. Hollywood's it girl Tara Reid was making it big in the industry. That is until she got a botched plastic surgery that derailed her career. In 2004, Tara wanted to get some work done to her body and she received a few surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting where things went horribly wrong. After these procedures, she was left disfigured, describing some of the aftermath saying, quote, "My stomach became the mostly ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." End quote. Things got even worse for her after a wardrobe malfunction at Diddy's 35th birthday in 2004 exposed her botched body to the world. A lot of people online ended up body shaming the actress, making the situation so much harder to deal with. Even though she was able to correct the mistakes done to her appearance 2 years later, the damage was already done to her public image and career, showing us that not only was her body botched, but her career as well. At number 10, Dana Delaney. So many people out there are getting Botox. I actually read an article recently talking about how a lot of young adults are starting to get fillers even though they don't really need to. Getting injectables seems to be the newest trend, probably because it's one of the least invasive plastic surgery procedures that you can receive. But just because it's not a serious surgery doesn't mean there aren't any risks, and Desperate Housewives actress Dana Delaney can tell you all about it. Dana opened up about one of the worst procedures she's received and one of people's biggest nightmares being doctor error. In 2003, Dana decided to go in and receive some Botox injections after her dermatologist convinced her to try it out. Well, she went in for the procedure and things went horribly wrong when the doctor performing the procedure injected the needle into the wrong place in her forehead and actually caused quite a bit of damage. When he injected it in her forehead, the needle ended up striking a nerve. This then created a huge hematoma and it actually ended up killing the nerve that was struck. Unfortunately for Dana, this mistake was pretty serious because it ended up affecting the muscle in her right eye, which caused her eye to droop down slightly. Dana spoke out about the experience saying, quote, "I noticed it more than anyone else, but I was symmetrical before and now I'm not," end quote. This procedure marked the first and last time she got any kind of plastic surgery done because she didn't want to risk getting botched again. At number 9, Yolanda Hadid. A lot of people have come out in the past saying that some of the plastic surgery procedures that they've received have had negative effects on their health, and it seems like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Yolanda Hadid has been dealing with similar issues. In the past, Yolanda had been very open about her Lyme disease, and she's also talked about how the implants and fillers and Botox she had been causing her symptoms to worsen and how her illness would cause complications with these procedures. In 2015, Yolanda made the decision to have her implants removed after it was discovered that one of them had popped and was actually leaking silicone into her chest cavity. Later on, the reality star also made the decision to have her fillers dissolved as well. When explaining her decision to reverse the cosmetic procedures she had received over the years, she took to her Instagram where she went to caption a selfie saying, quote, "Living in a body free of breast implants, fillers, Botox, extensions, and all the stuff I thought I needed in order to keep up with what society conditioned me to believe what a sexy woman should look like until all the toxicity of it all almost killed me." In this case, it wasn't a doctor who botched the results of these procedures, but it was Yolanda's own body and health issues who caused the problems. Now, before I carry on with the list, I would like to take a moment to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far. And also, if you're interested in watching Minecraft gameplay, then you should totally check out my gaming channel, Viper Girl. New videos are uploaded every day, so there's always something new and exciting to enjoy. At number 8, Ashley Tisdale. Here's another celebrity whose own body sort of botched their plastic surgery results. Former Disney Channel star Ashley Tisdale is another celebrity who's gone plastic and has experienced health complications as a result. When Ashley first got implants, she received the results that she was looking for. Ashley told her fans how before she got them done, she felt really insecure about her body, saying that she felt as though getting this procedure done would make her feel better about herself. Although this augmentation did boost her confidence for a while, Ashley said that there soon came a time where the implants started to negatively affect her life and her health, saying, quote, "Little by little, I began struggling with minor health issues that just weren't adding up. Food sensitivities as well as gut issues that I thought could be caused by my implants," end quote. The actress continued talking about how she made the decision to remove her implants to save herself from her health complications. Even though she walked away from the initial procedure with a good result, her health is what really got botched in the process. At number 7, Justin Jedlicka. Justin Jedlicka, also known as the real-life Ken doll, got famous because he was on the show Botched and became a fan favorite, so obviously I had to include him in this list. Justin became famous because of his exaggerated looks, because he made it his life's mission to become a real-life Ken doll. For him, the more plastic he looks, the better. Justin was on the show very early on in the show's first season, making his debut in the series' first episode. He said that he's received about 1,000 surgeries to achieve the look that he has now, and there's no sign of stopping his transformation anytime soon. Justin has said that he became obsessed with his appearance after growing up watching the show, The Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and recalling that everyone on that show had plastic surgery. He thought that this lifestyle meant that you were successful and made it his mission to look like a Ken doll. Over the years, he's received some wild procedures to achieve all sorts of results, and if you want to know the craziest procedure, then you'll have to look that one up yourself because that one is certainly NSFW. At number 6, Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne looks pretty good these days, but the talk show host has credited most of that to her plastic surgery that she's received over the years. Sharon has been pretty open about the procedures that she's had done and is also someone who encourages others to invest in their looks too. In the past, it's been reported that she's received multiple facelifts, leg and arm lifts, a neck lift, breast augmentation, Botox, and other injectables. But even after everything she's had done and the support she has for other people who go under the knife, she's also said that there are some procedures that she regrets because she thinks that she may have been botched. When talking about her facelift, she said that there are some angles where she looks a little too plastic for her liking, and she said, quote, "In a lot of shots, my face looks plastic, and at certain angles, I was like, oh dear, I should not have done that. Ooh, that's a bad one," end quote. She seems to be pretty happy with her appearance for the most part, but she's also said she doesn't want to put her face through any more pain over fears of going too far with her looks. At number 5, Mickey Rourke. For a long time, people have made some pretty harsh comments about Mickey Rourke's face. In his early career, he was praised for his baby face and boyish charm, but now not so much. A lot of people believe that he doesn't look anything like he used to, and a lot of that has to do with his botched plastic surgery. Mickey has spoken out about his altered appearance, saying that boxing is really what caused things to go downhill for him. Because he went in for reconstructive surgery from things that had been damaged through boxing, his face just never been the same. Speaking further on this, Mickey said, quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together. I had my nose broken twice, I had 5 operations on my nose and 1 on my smashed cheekbone," end quote. If Mickey had gone to someone else for these procedures, maybe things would have been different. At number 4, Lisa Rinna. Sometimes it's the doctors who cause you to get botched, and sometimes it's your own actions. Reality star Lisa Rinna once said that she got botched when using Botox because she went overboard with the procedure and took her looks too far. She's spoken out about her bad decisions when it comes to plastic surgery, and needless to say, she's not happy with it. Lisa said that she got Botox in her cheeks because all of her friends were getting it done and she wanted to try it out for herself, but after getting it all done, Lisa said, quote, "I saw a photo and was like, oh Jesus, that's no good. That's not good," end quote. Lisa has since learned from her mistake, saying, quote, "I learned less is more. Keep your skin good, but I still like Botox. It's great. It doesn't change the shape of my face. When you change your face, you don't look like yourself. Looking fresher is one thing. I look like a freak," end quote. At number 3, Jamie Lee Curtis. This one actually surprised me a lot because I never actually knew Jamie Lee Curtis had gone under the knife, but apparently it happened and it wasn't cute. The actress opened up about a procedure that she had received before shooting a movie where she got the fat taken out from underneath her eyes because she said she was looking puffy. Well, it turns out that she got a little botched and her looks weren't too great because when she got to set to start filming the movie, the cameraman actually said that he couldn't shoot her anymore. Jamie recalled feeling super embarrassed because she had changed her looks too much. She also said that she was unaware of the fact that when you take fat from one area of your body, it, quote, "comes back in another place." Jamie took this botched experience as a learning moment and never tried a procedure like that again. At number 2, Heidi Montag. Heidi Montag is pretty well known for her dramatic plastic surgery. In 2010, Heidi took her looks and body to the limit and underwent 10 procedures in the same day. The procedures that she received were a neck liposuction, a brow lift, a nose job revision, a chin reduction, getting her ears pinned back, a second breast augmentation, fat injections in her cheek, liposuction in her waist, hips, and inner thighs, Botox in her forehead, and butt implants. So there was a lot going on that day. In the aftermath of her dramatic transformation, Heidi opened up about her procedures and her regrets and what went wrong. She said that her breast augmentation went too far as she made her chest too heavy for the rest of her body, and as if that wasn't bad enough, this long day of surgery took such a huge toll on her body that she actually flatlined for a minute during surgery. Heidi also said that these procedures left her with some pretty gnarly scarring as well. After all of this work, not only was her appearance botched, but her career as well, as she ended up losing a lot of work because of this drastic change. And finally, at number 1, Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley, the wife of the late Elvis Presley, suffered through a plastic surgery nightmare when she went in to receive injectables from an unreliable source. Priscilla had begun dabbling in plastic surgery, undergoing a few procedures such as injections and facelifts, but when she fell victim to an unlicensed cosmetic surgeon, that's where things got serious. This unlicensed professional gave Priscilla injections in her cheeks and used products and techniques that were unapproved. To make matters worse, it turns out that the silicone that the doctor used on Priscilla was similar to that which mechanics use for car parts. Thankfully, Priscilla got her justice on the person who performed these procedures and they got jail time, but Priscilla as well as a handful of other people were left as botched victims of this mad doctor.
At number 10, Jennifer Grey. Imagine investing in plastic surgery to look better just to watch your career tank after getting whatever procedure done. Well, that's what happened with actress Jennifer Grey, as getting a nose job was the worst mistake of her career and pretty much ended it. Jennifer Grey became super well known after her role in Dirty Dancing, but after her rhinoplasty, things went south for the actress's career. Her appearance wasn't necessarily botched from the surgery itself, as everything went according to plan, but maybe things went a little too well. After getting the surgery, her nose looked very different to how it looked before, and it completely changed her face. As a result, Jennifer found herself struggling to book roles and getting less and less work. Everyone knew her for her face, but since it had changed, became almost unrecognizable, and that wasn't good for her career. When speaking out about her procedure, she called it the quote, nose job from hell, because it pretty much botched her career. She thought that altering her nose would make things better for her because she would have had what she thought was a better appearance, but instead things just got worse. At number 9, Courtney Cox. Courtney Cox is best known for her iconic role as Monica Geller on Friends. Though she had the looks when on the beloved sitcom, things changed after she got plastic surgery. Courtney became the unfortunate victim of botched Botox, and since then the actress has sworn off any kind of cosmetic procedures. Courtney has said in interviews that some doctors started suggesting that she get fillers here and there, and after one too many posts, she was left looking more plastic than human and totally botched. Courtney was led down a dark path of cosmetic alterations to make herself look more youthful, but in the end, the actress said that all these procedures just led her to feeling more and more unhappy with her appearance. It was a vicious cycle for her. The fillers she got became so intense that Courtney eventually said enough is enough and got all the fillers in her face dissolved. Because she was left looking so unlike herself after getting botched, Courtney says that she now prefers to be all natural, embracing her natural beauty. Before we carry on talking about actors and their unfortunate plastic surgery mishaps, why not take a moment to leave a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, and also consider subscribing to the channel to see more videos like this one. At number 8, Tara Reid. Hollywood's it girl Tara Reid was making it big in the industry at the height of her career. That is until she got a botched plastic surgery that derailed her career completely. In 2004, Tara wanted to get some work done to her body and she received a few surgeries. She got breast implants and underwent a procedure called liposculpting. But this was where things went horribly wrong. After these procedures, she was left disfigured, describing some of the aftermath saying, quote, my stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work. End quote. Things got even worse for her public image after a wardrobe malfunction at Diddy's 35th birthday party in 2004 exposed her botched body to the world. A lot of people online ended up body shaming the actress, making the situation so much harder for her to deal with at the time. Even though she was able to correct the mistakes done to her appearance 2 years later, the damage was already done to her public image and career, showing us that not only was her body botched, but her career was as well. At number 7, Dana Delaney. There are a growing number of people out there getting Botox. A lot of young adults are starting to get fillers even though they don't really need to because it's seen as the new trend. Getting injectables seems to be the newest trend, probably because it's one of the least invasive plastic surgery procedures you can receive. But just because it's not a serious surgery doesn't mean there's no risk, and Desperate Housewives actress Dana Delaney can attest to that. Dana opened up about one of the worst procedures she received and one of people's biggest nightmares, that being Dr. Error. In 2003, Dana decided to go in to receive some Botox injections after her dermatologist convinced her to try it out. When she went in for the procedure, things went horribly wrong after the doctor performing the procedure injected the needle into the wrong place in her forehead and actually ended up causing quite a lot of damage. When he injected it into her forehead, the needle ended up striking a nerve. This then created a huge hematoma in her forehead and actually ended up killing the nerve that was struck. Unfortunately for Dana, this mistake was pretty serious because it ended up affecting the muscle in her right eye, which caused her eye to begin to droop down slightly. Dana spoke out about the experience saying, quote, I noticed it more than anybody else, but I was symmetrical before and now I'm not. End quote. This procedure marked the first and last time she got any kind of plastic surgery done because she didn't want to risk getting botched again. At number 6, Ashley Tisdale. Here's a celebrity whose own body botched their plastic surgery results. Former Disney star Ashley Tisdale is another celebrity who's gone plastic and has experienced health complications as a result of getting work done. When Ashley first got her breast implants, she received the results that she was looking for. Ashley told her fans how before she got them done, she felt really insecure about her body, saying that she felt as though getting this procedure done would help her feel better about herself. Though this augmentation did help boost her confidence for a while, Ashley said that soon there came a time when the implants started to negatively impact her life and her health, saying, quote, "Little by little, I began struggling with minor health issues that were just not adding up. Food sensitivities as well as gut issues that I thought could be caused by my implants," end quote. The actress continued talking about how she made the decision to remove her implants to save herself from her health complications. Even though she walked away from the initial procedure with a good result, her health is really what got botched in the process. At number 5, Mickey Rourke. For a long time, people have made some pretty harsh comments about Mickey Rourke's face. In his early career, he was praised for his looks, but now not so much. A lot of people believe that he doesn't look anything like he used to, and a lot of that has to do with his botched plastic surgery having altered his appearance drastically. Mickey has spoken out about his altered appearance, saying that boxing is really what caused things to go downhill for him. Because he went in for reconstructive surgery from things that had been damaged through boxing, his face has never been the same. Speaking further on this, Mickey said, quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together. I had my nose broken twice, I had 5 operations on my nose and 1 on a smashed cheekbone," end quote. If Mickey had gone to someone else for these procedures, maybe things would have been different and he wouldn't have gotten so botched. At number 4, Lara Flynn Boyle. Lara Flynn Boyle was stunning in the 90s when she acted on shows like Twin Peaks and The Practice, but in the early 2000s her look started changing drastically, specifically her lips. Over time, fans started to notice that her face started to look very unnatural, and as a result of her altered appearance, no one wanted to cast her anymore. Boyle commented before her procedures that she was scared of aging, as she knew that she would lose work, but her botched procedures are what have actually blacklisted her from the industry. In 2010, Paul S. Nassif told the Daily Mail, quote, "Lara Flynn Boyle appears to have had a rhinoplasty, lip augmentation, Botox, facial fillers, and possibly a brow lift and facelift," end quote. Nassif also said that Lara should refrain from any more procedures. Plastic surgeon Dr. Michael Saulhauser agreed, telling the outlet, quote, "Lara Flynn Boyle, I feel, has gone overboard with the fillers to her cheeks and lips," end quote. At number 3, Jamie Lee Curtis. Now this one actually surprised me a lot because I never actually knew that Jamie Lee Curtis had gone under the knife, but apparently it happened and it wasn't pretty. The actress opened up about a procedure she had received before shooting a movie where she got the fat taken out from underneath her eyes because she said that she was looking puffy. Well, it turns out that this ended up a little botched and her looks weren't too great because when she got to set to start filming the movie, the cameraman actually said that he couldn't shoot her anymore because her face was messed up. Jamie recalled feeling super embarrassed because she had changed her looks too much. She also said that she was unaware of the fact that when you take fat from one area of your body, it, quote, "comes back in another place." Jamie took this botched experience as a learning moment and never tried a procedure like that again. At number 2, Heidi Montag. Heidi Montag is probably one of the most well-known celebrities for having received botched plastic surgery. In 2010, Heidi took her looks and her body to the limit and underwent 10 procedures in the same day. The procedures she received were neck liposuction, a brow lift, a nose job revision, a chin reduction, getting her ears pinned back, a second breast augmentation, fat injections in her cheek, liposuction in her waist, hip, and inner thighs, Botox in her forehead, and butt implants. So needless to say, there was a lot going on that day. In the aftermath of her dramatic transformation, Heidi opened up about her procedures, her regrets, and what went wrong. She said that her breast augmentation went too far as she made her chest too heavy for the rest of her body, and as if that wasn't bad enough, this long day of surgery took such a huge toll on her body that she actually flatlined for a minute during surgery. Heidi also said that these procedures left her with some pretty bad scarring as well. After all of this work, not only was her appearance botched, but her career was as well, as she ended up losing a lot of work because of this drastic change. And finally, at number 1, Zac Efron. Now this one isn't exactly a confirmed plastic surgery case, but it sure did cause a lot of commotion over the summer. There had been a lot of speculation concerning Zac Efron's supposed new look, as people started saying that Zac got some work done, and by some, I mean a drastic amount. Zac showed up in a video about Earth Day looking pretty different and very swollen. The lower half of his face was looking very puffy, almost like he had gotten a lot of Botox done or some other kind of procedure, and people were super confused by this sudden transformation. The internet started debating whether or not he'd gotten surgery, with some people chalking this all up to Zac simply getting wisdom tooth surgery, using that to explain all the puffiness, but others weren't too convinced. According to one celebrity plastic surgeon, they thought that it looked like Zack may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline, or that he had actually gone under the knife and that there was some residual swelling going on. It was all just a very sudden change that a lot of people just weren't expecting.
At number 9, Yolanda Hadid. A lot of people have come out in the past saying that some of the plastic surgery procedures that they've received have had negative effects on their health, and it seems like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Yolanda Hadid has been dealing with similar issues. In the past, Yolanda had been very open about her Lyme disease, and she also talked about how the implants, fillers, and Botox she had been causing her symptoms to worsen, and how her illness would cause complications with these procedures. In 2015, Yolanda made the decision to have her implants removed after it was discovered that one of them had popped and was actually leaking silicone into her chest cavity. Later on, the reality star also made the decision to have her fillers dissolved as well. When explaining her decision to reverse the cosmetic procedures she had received over the years, she took to her Instagram where she went to caption a selfie saying, quote, "Living in a body free of breast implants, fillers, Botox, extensions, and all the stuff I thought I needed in order to keep up with what society conditioned me to believe what a sexy woman should look like, until all the toxicity of it all almost killed me." In this case, it wasn't a doctor who botched the results of these procedures, but it was Yolanda's own body and health issues who caused the problems. At number 7, Justin Jedlicka. Justin Jedlicka, also known as the real-life Ken doll, got famous because he was on the show Botched and became a fan favorite, so obviously I had to include him in this list. Justin became famous because of his exaggerated looks, because he made it his life's mission to become a real-life Ken doll. For him, the more plastic he looks, the better. Justin was on the show very early on in the show's first season, making his debut in the series' first episode. He said that he's received about 1,000 surgeries to achieve the look that he has now, and there's no sign of stopping his transformation anytime soon. Justin has said that he became obsessed with his appearance after growing up watching the show The Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and recalling that everyone on that show had plastic surgery. He thought that this lifestyle meant that you were successful and made it his mission to look like a Ken doll. Over the years, he's received some wild procedures to achieve all sorts of results, and if you want to know the craziest procedure, then you'll have to look that one up yourself, because that one is certainly NSFW. At number 6, Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne looks pretty good these days, but the talk show host has credited most of that to her plastic surgery that she's received over the years. Sharon has been pretty open about the procedures that she's had done, and is also someone who encourages others to invest in their looks too. In the past, it's been reported that she's received multiple facelifts, leg and arm lifts, a neck lift, breast augmentation, Botox, and other injectables. But even after everything she's had done and the support she has for other people who go under the knife, she's also said that there are some procedures that she regrets because she thinks that she may have been botched. When talking about her facelift, she said that there are some angles where she looks a little too plastic for her liking, and she said, quote, "In a lot of shots, my face looks plastic, and at certain angles, I was like, oh dear, I should not have done that. Ooh, that's a bad one," end quote. She seems to be pretty happy with her appearance for the most part, but she's also said she doesn't want to put her face through any more pain over fears of going too far with her looks. At number 4, Lisa Rinna. Sometimes it's the doctors who cause you to get botched, and sometimes it's your own actions. Reality star Lisa Rinna once said that she got botched when using Botox because she went overboard with the procedure and took her looks too far. She's spoken out about her bad decisions when it comes to plastic surgery, and needless to say, she's not happy with it. Lisa said that she got Botox in her cheeks because all of her friends were getting it done and she wanted to try it out for herself, but after getting it all done, Lisa said, quote, "I saw a photo and was like, oh Jesus, that's no good. That's not good," end quote. Lisa has since learned from her mistake, saying, quote, "I learned less is more. Keep your skin good, but I still like Botox. It's great. It doesn't change the shape of my face. When you change your face, you don't look like yourself. Looking fresher is one thing. I look like a freak," end quote. And finally, at number 1, Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley, the wife of the late Elvis Presley, suffered through a plastic surgery nightmare when she went in to receive injectables from an unreliable source. Priscilla had begun dabbling in plastic surgery, undergoing a few procedures such as injections and facelifts, but when she fell victim to an unlicensed cosmetic surgeon, that's where things got serious. This unlicensed professional, gave Priscilla injections in her cheeks, and used products and techniques that were unapproved. To make matters worse, it turns out that the silicone that the doctor used on Priscilla was similar to that which mechanics use for car parts. Thankfully, Priscilla got her justice on the person who performed these procedures and they got jail time, but Priscilla as well as a handful of other people were left as botched victims of this mad doctor.
Coming in number 10, we have Lea Michele. Back in December, Lea Michele started to go trending on Twitter after the internet started to troll her for her new chiseled facial appearance. When the funny girl actress posted a selfie comparing herself to Lucia, the beautiful working girl on The White Lotus, the internet was then quick to notice her resemblance to another trending character, which is a girl who has undergone buccal fat removal. The cosmetic procedure involves surgically removing fat between the cheekbones and the jawbones via incisions inside the mouth to highlight one's facial bone structure. While people have been doing the surgery for decades, it's currently all the rage with young celebrities and people on TikTok. It takes a normal looking girl and makes them look almost skeletal, which is pretty damaging to a younger person's image. While the surgery isn't everybody's cup of tea, I still don't understand why Hollywood girlies aren't trying to get rid of it and why they keep opting to do it, and it kinda made Lea Michele look more scary than her Rachel Berry days on Glee. Number 9, Khloe Kardashian. Khloe Kardashian has been pretty open about her physical transformation, and unlike her other sisters, she claimed that she has undergone plastic surgery more than once in her life. While the reality TV star isn't too outspoken when it comes to her past procedures, she has opened up once before about the reason behind her choice to undergo the knife. In a reunion episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe revealed that she opted for a few cosmetic alterations by saying, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she had a third face transplant, but I've had one nose job." Aside from her nose job, the Good American founder has also revealed she has done injections, but not really Botox because she responded horribly Botox. Khloe, like Kylie, has also gotten so much filler done at one point. She even went back 3 times to get it dissolved, but it still feels like the effects are still there. But for a while, the star did look a little scary with all that filler. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in number 8, we have Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley was a legendary beauty, but when she underwent plastic surgery in the past, it left her with some unfortunate side effects. It would force her to come out and claim that she unknowingly had industrial low-grade silicone injected into her face by a doctor who wasn't even licensed to practice medicine in the United States. Priscilla was one of many victims who fell into the hands of Dr. Daniel Serranoez. In 2008, a rep of the actress would share that an investigation which uncovered his misconduct ultimately led to his imprisonment. Miss Presley dealt with this matter years ago, and eventually everything is now well. Serrano, who was not licensed to practice medicine, would find himself being deported back to Argentina after serving 18 months in federal prison, after some of his injections caused lumps, paralysis, and holes in his client's face. But the work he did to Priscilla definitely had her wishing that she never underwent the surgery, and she never even tried to have it repaired as she was kinda scared it would do more harm than good. Number 7, Janice Dickinson. It's clear that Hollywood's obsession with plastic surgery is starting to get really scary, and if you look what happened to Janice Dickinson after she made an attempt to keep her youthful appearance, people would even start to confuse her with Caitlyn Jenner. After she had a botched procedure done, even according to celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yoon, Janice had every plastic surgery procedure there is. And that's not really hard to believe, as once the stunning model now looks like she is pure plastic. And I've seen her undergo some treatments on reality TV. Dr. Yoon would then jokingly add, "I believe she's undergone pretty much every facial plastic surgery there is, including a facelift, eye lift, lip injections, Botox, fat injections, a brow lift, and she's probably single-handedly paid for her plastic surgeon's house." Despite Janice going under the knife numerous times, Yoon said, while Janice doesn't look a whole lot like herself, she's holding up pretty well, and she's had quite a bit of help. In 2014, Janice would even admit when she was 32, or in the Jurassic classic era. That's when she had her first procedure done, and it included work to her chest, a tummy tuck, facelift, and Botox. At number 6 we have Linda Evangelista. The OG supermodel hasn't been seen in public for a while now, and in September 23rd, 2021, she would explain why. Linda revealed that she underwent cool sculpting, which she claims left her looking unrecognizable, as it allegedly caused her fat cells in her face to multiply. And she would say, "To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured by a procedure which did the opposite of what it promised." She then went on to talk about the procedure's rare but serious side effects, and she said, "Not only did it destroy my livelihood, but it sent me into a cycle of depression, profound sadness, and lowest depths of self-loathing. In the process, I have become reclusive, and I'm so tired of living this way. I would like to walk out my door with my head held high despite not looking like myself any longer." However, if you look at photos from Linda from 2005 to now, before her procedure disfigured her famous face, the girl was stunning. And if you were looking to get plastic surgery done in the future, let this be a warning and just a reminder that you're beautiful just the way you look. Number 5, Mickey Rourke. Since the beginning of his career, Mickey Rourke has captured the news headlines every now and then, and one of the most talked about things about him is his face. Today, everyone knows Mickey to be an actor of repute who has starred in many successful movies over the years, but it is essential to understand that acting was not Mickey's first love, as he's a man who was in love with boxing, and he eventually became a professional boxer. And he did pretty well because he was unbeaten in all his fights, as he won and drew others. However, he endured a lot of injuries to his face, and some of these injuries were so severe that they threatened to ruin his good looks, so he opted to have cosmetic surgery to fix his face. However, the doctors he met to help him fix his face just ended up ruining it. His face today is now very different from what his fans had known it to be, and anytime he steps into the public, paparazzi just swarms his face. While the star has undergone different cosmetic surgeries to correct his face, it just keeps changing and it keeps renewing the public's interest. Number 4, Joan Rivers. Comedian Joan Rivers was famous for constantly changing her face. When the reality TV star passed away at the age of 81, her daughter Melissa would write a memoir, The Book of Joan, tales of mirth, mischief, and manipulation, as a tribute to her mother. In it, Melissa would reveal that Joan had a staggering 348 cosmetic operations over her life, and she was never happy with the way she looked, which fed into her sense of being less than. Joan Rivers' tragic passing was caused after she had complications following her surgery, after the comedian never recovered from a loss of oxygen to her brain during surgery. Her daughter would then be able to sue the clinic for malpractice. It would be noted that Joan went into the hospital after she scheduled an EGD. However, reports then showed another procedure, a nasolaryngoscopy, which was performed twice by an ENT doctor not privileged to perform that procedure at Yorkville, and Rivers was never informed or consented to that procedure. Number 3, Donatella Versace. Donatella Versace's designs for Versace may have sparked thousands of copycats, but there is no danger of a woman following suit when it comes to Donatella Versace's new look. 30 years ago, the fashion guru had naturally full lips and smooth skin, but today her face is striking for all the wrong reasons, as she has now turned herself into a real-life human waxwork doll after she overdid Botox and added too much filler to her cheeks and lips. Not to mention, the businesswoman has also had a facelift and eyes and brow lift. And if you look at her face, you can tell that her eyelids are like a little droopy because she had some bad Botox, and that's why they look droopy. It's also been said that she looks like she may have had some filler added to her earlobes, as they looked very stretched. Dr. David Rappaport has also provided a timeline of Donatella's alleged procedures, where he would point out that it seems clear that the designer has had a facelift, as she has a scar that you can see on her temple areas, and she has a fine linear scar from it. He would also note that her hairline has been lifted too high, and it shouldn't end that high above her ears, but this could also indicate that she's gone under the knife for more than one procedure. Number 2, Carrot Top. Comedian king of props Scott Carrot Top Thompson has had to deal with a lot of plastic surgery rumors and before and after surgery photos, but despite the hundreds of sources saying he underwent the knife to change his looks, the comedian says he hasn't had work done on him, but it's clearly just a lie. So Carrot Top is one of these most successful comedians from the late 90s and 2000s. Aside from comedy, one of the most talked about topics whenever Carrot Top is brought up is about his looks, and people start to debate whether the star has had plastic surgery done or not. Although various sources have tried exploring his transformation to put an answer to the question, the comedian still continues to deny all the rumors that revolve around him undergoing the knife to change his looks. And to this day, the comedian still has to deal with plastic surgery rumors as the media has been swamped with before and after photos of the star. Many have even compared his transformation to plastic surgery disasters, and some professionals have even commented on it, such as Dr. Anthony Yoon, who pointed out that the comedian has definitely had laser treatments or chemical peels, and he even commented on Carrot Top's appearance by saying he looks more like a muscle-bound cartoon character. Number 1. Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim is undoubtedly one of the brightest, most influential women in hip-hop, yet her legacy remains controversial for one reason or the other. It seems like the star is constantly being thrown in front of the media since the beginning of her career for her ever-changing face. In 2005, Kim would even go on a radio show to explain that she had broken her nose after getting into an altercation with her ex-boyfriend, and she had to get surgery done to fix her nose, and then she would go back to her boyfriend, get hurt again, and it would reel her into a tangle of insecurities and self-loathing. Kim was so tired of lying about her injuries and burying her bruises in makeup that she thought it would be better to get professional work done and wipe those physical markings away once and for all. And then after, she would get more surgeries done by her own choice as she was facing insecurities after her boyfriends kept cheating on her with European women with long hair.
At number 10, we have American actress Renee Zellweger. The rumors of her alleged plastic surgery operation started from her attendance at Elle's Women in Hollywood party in 2014, where the entire internet decided she looked completely different from her last public appearance. And trust me when I say they were not quiet about this. Aside from her not seeming like her usual self visually, Renee spoke with people about the issues following the social media rampant. She told the media outlet at the time, quote, "I'm glad folks think I look different. I'm living a different, happy, more fulfilling life, and I'm thrilled that perhaps it shows." In line with her previous statement, she also touched on the fact that she felt like the conversation stimulated around her appearance in general were targeted at her by people who were snooping for an unrealistic truth, and how they wouldn't stop hassling her until she finally addressed it. Yet people were still far from convinced anyways, so I guess there went her hopes for less harassment. At number 9, we have California girl singer, songwriter, actress, and TV personality Katy Perry. This pop princess has certainly made her mark in Hollywood over the years, but one thing she says she has not done is undergone plastic surgery. Perry dished her February 29 in a January 2018 interview about which cosmetic procedures she apparently made the decision a green light versus the ones she had not. In typical girl boss Katy fashion, she also proceeded to flock to the defense of people who obtain plastic surgeries, as she understands that doing so is both a decision and right completely for themselves. The Dark Horse artist detailed, quote, "I haven't had any. I've done lasers and gotten injections under my eyes for the hollowing, which I'd recommend for everyone who wants a solution for their dark circles, but all my assets are real. People tend to think they are fake, but it doesn't really matter." We're getting away from the negative stigma about physical alterations. Of course, always be your authentic self, but if someone wants a nose job that makes them feel better and they love their profile more because of it, go ahead, do whatever makes you feel better about yourself. At number 8, we have Emily Ratajkowski. Emily had accusations of getting lip injections before, and she took to her Instagram stories to address the topic in January 2021. In this, she fired back with, "For anyone saying you need to stop with the lip injections, I've never had lip injections. No judging folks who do, but you can't get injections when you're pregnant." She even pulled out the statistics to back up her facts, following up with, "A woman's blood volume increases 50%, which is why ladies can get a little puffy in the face and lips during pregnancy." In response, fans had said things like how Emily had been pregnant forever, which was a rude comment she very quickly shut down. She even later shared a picture of herself from the 6th grade to prove her natural lips are nearly identical, keeping in mind that as we develop, our facial structures can change slightly, so they wouldn't be 100% the same. Still, quite the impressive way to prove your point, Em. At number 7, we have American actress and model Megan Fox. Now, Megan had to respond to her own set of plastic surgery rumors in The Windmill back in 2011, where she clapped back with a quirky Facebook album under the title Things You Can't Do With Your Face When You Have Botox. And if this wasn't nearly comical enough in proving her haters wrong, Megan proceeded to create various facial expressions and at one point pointed to her wrinkles in the collection of photos. And well, when you're as stunning as Megan is, I can see why people would flock to the "she's had plastic surgery for sure" spiel. But regardless, please remember that not every beautiful celebrity has gone under the knife to achieve their attractive auras. Some beauty in Hollywood really is natural, and neither way is a wrong one of living. I know it's so easy to gossip about others' lives and what they choose to do with it, but we should really start refraining from commenting on people's appearances in general, even if we feel like some celebs are actually lying about it. Anyways, let's move on. At number 6, we have the ever so iconic singer, actress, and dancer Jennifer Lopez, known mostly under her stage name of J-Lo. With how much popularity she's accumulated in her youthful looking years, it's no surprise that she's yet another celebrity who received plastic surgery accusations. In January of last year, J-Lo uploaded a video of her testing out her new face mask under her J-Lo beauty line. A user on the platform posted a comment which reads, "You definitely have Botox, and tons of it. And it's all good, just saying." This seemed to be Jennifer's snapping point because she rapidly responded with, "LOL, that's just my face. For the 500 millionth time, I've never done any Botox or injectables or surgery. Just saying. Get you some J-Lo beauty and feel beautiful in your own skin." Jennifer then added on to this comment with the statement, "Here's another J-Lo beauty secret. Try spending time being more positive, kind, and uplifting of others. Don't spend your time trying to bring others down. That will keep you youthful and beautiful too. Sending you love." What a classy way to stick it to him. At number 5, we have American model Kendall Jenner. Now the Kardashians have all been under loads of heat both in the past and presently about their supposed cosmetic procedures and lacks of truth in them. So of course Kendall was not safe from social media's firings. In a 2017 upload on her website and app, Kendall debunked cosmetic surgery theories from fans following a Facebook Live event she and her sister Kylie collaborated on. Kendall explained how her younger sister's makeup skills were the reason why her appearance seemed altered. Fans were not convinced, but Kendall still wrote the following quote, "All of a sudden photos of us came out with headlines like, OMG, Kendall got her lips done and got full facial reconstruction. Look at her cheekbones, look at her nose." I was like, this is crazy. I didn't even address it at the time, because if I address it, people are gonna be like, oh, so she's defending herself, she must be guilty. As a model, why would I have my face reconstructed? It doesn't make any sense. Kylie had previously cracked a joke by accepting responsibility for the spark of rumors of Kendall's face when she did her older sister's makeup. She informed Snapchat that Kendall let me overline her lip today with lip liner and everyone thinks she got lip injections. I'm sorry, Kendall. At number 4, we have another American model. This time it's Bella Hadid. Models seem to be a trend for centering around accusations of them lying about plastic surgery, but I believe it's because a supermodel's entire career is based on how she looks. And unfortunately, that means speculations and criticism will always come at large against the praises. As an accomplished model in gigs, Bella also takes one of the top spots of being a style and beauty icon. So naturally, she's been under fire for not being entirely natural. But Bella has denied these claims every time. She spoke with InStyle for an interview in 2018 where she stated, "People think I got all this surgery or did this and that, and you know what? We can do a scan of my face, darling. I'm scared of putting fillers in my lips. I wouldn't want to mess up my face." At number 3, we have Hailey Bieber. Amongst her fairly recent title of being Justin Bieber's wife, she is very much her own person because of the mega successful supermodel career she maintains. Hailey has also faced previous backlash about possibly lying about getting procedures done, and many will say her before and after pictures speak for themselves. Her subjection to harsh criticism led to her slamming a plastic surgeon account on Instagram when a side-by-side photo of her as a teenager was being compared to her visuals now. Quote, "Stop using pics that are edited by makeup artists. This photo on the right is not what I look like. I've never touched my face, so if you're gonna sit around and compare me at 13 and then me at 23, at least use a natural photo that wasn't edited so crazy." I think I'll leave this one up to you guys to debunk though. At number 2, we have another Kardashian. This time she is the core of their bunch and single-handedly the reason why they all have their fame today. Kim Kardashian has always been a touchy subject when it comes to plastic surgery theories for as long as I can remember. But one instance that really reeled everybody in was her body accusations after after she gave birth to her eldest daughter Northwest back in 2013. Naturally, the reality star was absolutely livid about the fact that her post-baby efforts in the fitness department were suddenly being overshadowed by accusations of her having gone under the knife to achieve her bounce-back body. She released a tweet which stated, "I'm very frustrated today seeing reports that I got surgery to lose my baby weight. This is false. I worked so hard to train myself to eat right and healthy. I worked out so hard and this was such a challenge for me, but I did it. I'm so proud of my accomplishment and no one will take this away from me with fake reports. Say what you want about me, but I work hard and I'm the most disciplined person you will ever meet." As if she hadn't proven her point enough though, Kim spoke out once more a couple of months following a fan questioning on social media why it was so hard for everybody to believe she didn't work hard to achieve her body. They also complimented the reality star by saying how great she looked, to which Kim had responded with, "Preach, lol, thank you. It sucks when people make up surgery or Photoshop lies when I'm so disciplined and work so hard. Just trying to motivate others and show anyone struggling with weight they can totally achieve what they want if they're dedicated." I'll leave it at that. At number 1, we have our affluent pop princess Ariana Grande. This wouldn't be the first time the gorgeous starlet would receive rumors of lying about procedures people believe she's undergone, but it would be the last time she used up her energy to address it. Ariana once pointed out in a 2014 video, quote, "On the cover of some magazine they said, 'Oh, Ariana Grande, boob job, brow lift, cheap shaving, lips done.' I was like, you're comparing a picture of me from when I'm 14 years old to when I'm 21, and I'm wearing a push-up bra." Ariana also readdressed the rumors while reminiscing at throwback family photos with her older brother Frankie. While doing so, she lightheartedly joked, "That's why I'm on the cover and they're saying I got plastic surgery. Goddamn, puberty went nice. It came late, but she finally came through for me."
Number 10, Janice Dickinson. She was known as the world's first supermodel and was hugely successful during the 1970s and 80s. Recently, she's been quite the TV star, appearing as a judge on America's Next Top Model, Celebrity Big Brother in 2015, and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here in 2007. The 67-year-old model has never been shy about admitting that she's had plastic surgery and confessed to having a breast enlargement, tummy tuck, neck and facelifts, and liposuction and Botox in the past. Although the various surgeries had really gotten out of hand over the years, and in 2013 she declared herself bankrupt after over $1 million in taxes and unpaid cosmetic bills. 2 years later, she appeared on Botched to fix her boob job that was done 30 years before, saying at the time that she was no stranger to plastic surgery. But her perspective really changed in 2013 when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. In fact, she initially thought the lump in her breast was a botched boob job, telling Entertainment Tonight, quote, "If I had to play my life over again, I would have never gotten breast implants in the first place." But fortunately, the following year, she was declared cancer-free after 6 weeks of radiation therapy. Number 9, Tara Reid. There's no doubt that the American Pie star was one of Hollywood's it girls in the late 90s and early 2000s. But while the actress was at the pinnacle of success in her career, she was also going through various issues stemming from botched plastic surgery, and she ended up missing out on a whole bunch of roles because of it. Tara claimed that in 2004, breast implants and liposuction surgeries left her with disfigurements that damaged her career. She told US Weekly, quote, "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." Tara said that after the procedures, she knew something was wrong when it came to her breast implants, but she was 6 months post-op when she realized that it had been terribly botched. Quote, "The actual center part where the areola is, instead of it being a circle, it turned out to be a large square. It was horrifying." She also went through an infamous wardrobe malfunction on the red carpet at Diddy's 35th birthday party in 2004, which resulted in her body going viral, which left her devastated. Tara said she cried and begged photographers not to release the photos because the last thing she wanted to happen was to have the whole world see it. Number 8, Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke was one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. He made his feature film debut with a minor role in Steven Spielberg's 1941 and garnered significant attention with 1981's Body Heat. However, in the early 90s, the actor decided to take up professional boxing, and while that brought him success, it also came with a string of severe facial injuries. Rourke reportedly faced a broken nose twice, suffered toe and rib injuries, a split tongue, a compressed cheekbone, and
even short-term memory loss for some time. As a result, the actor had to undergo several reconstructive surgeries to fix himself up, but most of them did not achieve the desired result, so he had to undergo even more surgery to correct those mistakes. Eventually, Rourke's facial features were nearly unrecognizable compared to his initial appearance. In 2009, he finally opened up to the Daily Mail about it. Quote, "Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of the boxing, but I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together," which is really sad because it was probably just down to having a really sketchy plastic surgeon. Number 7. Priscilla Presley. Priscilla has always been admired for her beauty, but she has undergone multiple plastic surgery procedures in recent years, and some have gone a little bit too far. But this is all down to one tragic procedure in 2003 that should have never been done. The former wife of Elvis Presley was the victim of an unlicensed doctor and was left with botched plastic surgery that changed her looks forever. Dr. Daniel Serrano administered surgery on several Hollywood A-listers, including Lionel Richie, his ex-wife Diane, and Shaun King, the late wife of CNN presenter and TV host Larry King. He only charged between $300 to $500 and operated on his clients at lavish cocktail parties in Hollywood. But Serrano was only a licensed nurse, and when he carried out the procedure, he used industrial-grade silicone, which is often used to lubricate car parts. The fake doctor eventually went to prison, and Priscilla has reportedly been undergoing corrective treatments ever since, but her changing face has also been attributed to Presley's alleged extensive history with plastic surgery, which reportedly includes multiple facelifts, laser treatments, as well as lip and cheek fillers. So this is probably why her look has changed so much over the years. Number 6. Lisa Rinna. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star and soap opera actress Lisa Rinna has been very open about her plastic surgery choices, mainly her decision to plump her lips with injections, which definitely seemed to have gone a little bit too far. Rinna had permanent silicone filler injected into her top lip, which she initially loved, but eventually she decided to have it reduced after facing criticism for her appearance. She told People in 2010, quote, "I was crazy to even touch them in the first place. In total, she's had 4 injections, and she explained that in the beginning, it was great, but after about 10 years, the silicone started seeping through her lip and creating scar tissue that was hard and bumpy. She claimed that when she would get photographed, her lips would look a certain way, and then people would start to talk." The TV star said that she even tried cortisone shots to reduce the swelling, but instead of helping it, it actually made them look worse. Quote, "I have a doctor to remove as much as they possibly can because it got to the point where they were yucky. You know, they get hard, it's gross." Lisa said that the doctor took out as much silicone as possible, and now her lips are somewhat back to normal. Number 5. Jennifer Grey. After being catapulted to mega fame in 1987 for playing Baby in Dirty Dancing, Jennifer's career seemed to stall, and although she was personally happy with her nose and its distinct bump, she underwent plastic surgery at the age of 29 to boost her career and gain more acting roles. But Jennifer said it actually ended up being the surgery that affected her ability to get jobs. Quote, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out as anonymous." She told The Mirror in 2012 that it was the nose job from hell, and she'll always be this once famous actress that nobody recognizes because of a nose job. After her first surgery, she was thrilled with the way she looked. Then less than a year later, she noticed that a tiny bit of cartilage was visible under the surface of her nose. Jennifer then underwent a second surgery to correct the issue, but when she woke up, she discovered that she no longer looked like herself at all. To make matters worse, when the public got wind of the situation, the star felt humiliated, as many people did not believe that she was Jennifer Grey anymore, and she would often have to go to great lengths just to prove that she was in fact who she said she was. Number 4. Kylie Jenner. The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star has basically grown up in the spotlight, so her transformation from tween to teen and now a 20-something mother has all been before our very eyes, which means that it's not hard to notice the drastic changes to Kylie's appearance in the more than 10 years since the show first aired in 2007. While fans have speculated about Kylie having undergone everything from lip filler to a Brazilian butt lift, it's hard to separate fact from fiction when it comes to her ever-changing aesthetic. But after after years of denying that she had lip filler, the star eventually came clean about that particular cosmetic touch-up. During a 2015 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kylie admits, quote, "I have temporary lip fillers. It's just an insecurity of mine and it's what I wanted to do. But it's a little bit sad when you look at why she got it done. Quote, I was 15 and I was insecure about my lips. I have really small lips. And it was just like one of my first kisses and a guy was like, I didn't think you would be a good kisser because you have such small lips." She also admitted that she definitely made her lips a little too big at one point, before her sisters pointed it out and said, "Kylie, you need to chill." They were definitely right to let her know when it was becoming a little too much. Number 3. Reed Ewing. The Modern Family actor stars in one of the most successful shows on television, but Reed revealed in a Huffington Post op-ed that he'd been waging a private battle with his looks. He bravely opened up about his battle with body dysmorphia, unhealthy obsession with his physical flaws, and the plastic surgery that he had turned to as a solution. Reed wrote that when he first moved to LA at 19, he would apparently sit alone in his apartment and take photos of himself, and try to analyze every single angle and feature of his face. Quote, "After a few years of doing this, one day I decided I had to get cosmetic surgery. No one is allowed to be this ugly, I thought. It's unacceptable." In 2008, he decided to see a plastic surgeon to get the first of many surgeries he would go on to have. He wanted cheek implants and wrote that he genuinely believed if he had one procedure, he would suddenly look like Brad Pitt. But he wished he hadn't because that's where the nightmare began. Quote, "After all the swelling finally went down, the results were horrendous. Reed isolated himself from everyone and it took him 6 months before he was comfortable with people even looking at him. It's extremely upsetting that his battle with body dysmorphia won, and it just left him feeling worse about himself after all the surgery." Number 2. Joan Van Ark. The actress became famous for her roles on the nighttime soap operas Dallas and Knots Landing between the late 1970s to early 1990s. And while she was known to be extremely beautiful at the peak of her acting career, Joan's appearance has changed so much over the years due to her extreme addiction to plastic surgery. If you want to know the extent of the procedures, one source who allegedly saw Joan in January 2020 told the Globe that it looked like her face was melting. Now that's pretty harsh to say, but it might just be that bad, considering just how much the 79-year-old has reportedly gone under the knife. We're talking about blepharoplasty, cheek and lip fillers, Botox injections. In fact, plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yun told the National Enquirer that Van Ark's drastically changed appearance is also due to at least 1 or 2 facelifts, which is what caused her neckline and jawline to look tight. But this is all speculation, and everyone knows working in the industry comes with various pressures to stay young. So addiction to cosmetic surgery is unfortunately something that comes with the territory. And coming in at number 1, Katie Price. Since becoming a household name as a glamour model in the 90s, Katie Price's brand has become synonymous with plastic surgery. As a 44-year-old status has risen over the last 2 decades, so has the number of times she's gone under the knife, leaving her now completely unrecognizable from her former self. But Katie has always been honest about the work she's had done, like the fact that she's had a whopping 12 boob jobs over the last 25 years, and she got the first one when she was only 18. But a trip to Turkey for one of the procedures resulted in a botched boob job. She told The Sun, quote, "I had my boobs done in Turkey and they looked deformed. They were absolutely awful." She's also had veneers done, and in June last year, Katie endured one of the most ambitious rounds of surgery yet, as she underwent another facelift on the same day that she also treated herself to liposuction and fat injections to her bum. The TV personality is also a big fan of Botox and has underwent an eye and brow lift that has left her face with a sharp, tight look. Plastic surgery is definitely synonymous with her brand at this point, and although Katie has said many times that she has no plan to stop going under the knife, just by looking at old pictures, it's easy to see that she looked a lot better before.